more typing. Quickly.
Nope, not right now.
Oh, okay.
Maybe soon. Probably soon.
Oh. Tax season, right?
I was just gonna say that. That's the second thing on my list.
Yep.
So, I don't know if you realize this, because I didn't, but when you get laid off, they tax you, generally, depends on your company, at the highest tax bracket possible.
Oh.
So when you get your taxes back, or when you do your taxes, you usually get money back.
Usually.
So I got a lot of money back. It was a nice surprise.
Okay. Wait, they tax you with the highest bracket. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they tax you as if you, because I think it's because you could technically get another job and get double paid, right?
Yeah.
So I think they just assume worst case, or at least my company did, and or my previous company did, and yeah, so I got back like several $1000s. Yes, so
very
nice.
I
did not go out and buy anything with it. I put it into a savings account.
I was gonna say, waiting for the mini bike to show up.
Well, that actually leads into another topic, but you go first, because you.
I was gonna say, I also got back several $1000s, but that's because I have a lot of childcare expenses.
Oh.
And that's where all my money's back. Because you can claim everything. You can claim like before and after school care, your school, like the summer camps, everything. So
We never did summer camps. We should probably do that this year.
start claiming your summer camps. Keep the receipts, because that counts as childcare, right? So
Yeah. I ain't ready to do that. Let me write myself a reminder, because otherwise we're going to forget to put that aside.
yeah, because you get
Receipts or whatever.
you get a lot of it back.
So,
Anything that counts as child care. So not like we're out counting like swimming lessons, right? Because that's only half an hour. It doesn't.
yeah. Yeah,
But
we
like,
have them.
oh,
We have the
you're
kids
going
in
for the
like
week.
4 summer camps this year. 4 different
Right,
ones
well,
at various
keep the
times.
receipts, claim it all. Claim it all.
Yeah.
Get you even more money back. Look at this real-time tax advice.
And it's a little too late for most people, especially if you're an American.
Well, sucks to be American, doesn't it? In more ways
It kind of
than one.
does, I would think. Jeez.
But yeah, I missed out playing games with you because I was doing taxes. That's mostly why.
Yes, I forgot about that. I had already done mine by that point.
It was the last minute scramble. Like, oh shoot, it's April. We need to get this done.
I have a calendar reminder in my calendar repeating every year for it. You should do the same.
Should I know?
I think I have it on. I think I have it at the end of March as like a hey, taxes. And that's a reminder mainly to gather all the paperwork up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We try to keep it all in like one thing. We're like, oh, this is taxable. Throw it in the tax folder. Then we'll...
Yes. But then we realize there's things we forgot or missed, and that's when we scramble to find them.
Yeah. That's usually what it is.
Yeah.
So. Fun times. What else?
Yeah.
What else have you been up to?
Yeah.
Other than taxes and making money and saving it like a responsible adult.
So I was gonna, or sorry, I have been listening to a podcast, which I found from TikTok, and I have a feeling you're gonna be like, yeah, I know that guy, but it's Dave Ramsey.
Okay, yeah.
So
I think we've talked about him. Yeah, he's financial.
Have we talked about him before, or you know of him from your?
We talked. I think we were coming back from Mormon, and we talked about.
Oh, okay, yeah. So anyway, I've been listening to that like crazy, like going back into old episodes of their podcast, and it's just financial advice and investing advice. Although investing, I don't really care about right now. It's mainly the financial advice and to get out of debt and pay off your house and all that stuff. And I don't want to sound preachy and stuff, but I'm really enjoying the way that they teach it. And they also have like a psychologist on staff that answers, because it was originally a radio show, I believe. And they're also on YouTube and TikTok, and they still do the radio show, but it's just, it's neat. They also have books, and obviously he's loaded and the business is big because they also do like training programs and they do books. They publish their own books and all this stuff, but it's just, if you ignore all the advertising stuff, then it's pretty neat. They also have their own budgeting app, which I know I don't need it, so I'm not going to do it. And I also worry about any app connecting to my bank account.
Yes.
What are they doing with that data? And I kind of wish they'd disclose that, because they do seem like they're usually in the up and up with that kind of stuff, and aware of people being afraid of that kind of thing. So I'm surprised they don't say that they don't collect the data or what they do with it. But I haven't seen them say anything about it, so I'm going to just avoid the app, because it's an app that connects to your bank account.
Yes. No thank
and
you.
itemizes every item. And it is good for people. I've done the opposite, where I've gone after the fact, download my bank statement of everything, every transaction, and then categorize them into what they are for the month or for the year. I think I did maybe 6 months one time. It was ridiculous, but that was when my wife and I were paying off our wedding and saving up for a house. So
I had to keep track of everything.
Yeah, and we did cash budget in envelopes back then, where every dollar you spend has to be cash, and you write it down and you keep track of it in a book. And that's similar to what they teach, but not as hardcore as what they teach. Or sorry, more hardcore than what they teach.
It's hard to do cash only nowadays.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
we did it
like but
10 years ago, right? I think something like that. No, more.
More than that.
Yeah, it's 15. Well, we'll be married 15 years this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you and I both.
Yep. What a coincidence.
Yep. Very coincidental. Anyway, yeah. So that leads me from the taxes stuff too, and that's the reason why I took the money and put it directly into savings account, because I'm following through their like plan for freedom from debt and saving up money, and so it's basically save $1,000 is the first thing they tell everybody to do, because it's an emergency fund.
Yep.
And that also gets most people out of the mindset of spending every dollar they make. And then the second thing is paying off all your debt from smallest to biggest. And that's not a problem. We were already planning on doing that. We were already doing that long ago. But then the next thing I think was saving an emergency fund that is 3 to 6 months of your wages.
Yep.
And that's the one that I'm doing now. And that definitely helped the tax money.
Yeah, for sure.
I still had some of the severance left behind too, so that helped. I was really hoping that when I got laid off that I could have got a job right away, and then all that money would have gone directly into a savings account, and I would have been set for good, right? But that did not work out that way. But we also reduced how much we spent quite a lot during that time that I was laid off, so yeah.
Nice.
And you? What new podcasts have you been listening to? Obsessively.
Just the same old ones. Just the same old podcast. Yeah. It takes a lot for me to like branch out and try a new podcast, just because like I know we all say it, like we're all busy, our time's limited. I'm in a truck all the time, so all I have is time. At the same time, the podcasts that I have take up all the time that I have in the time. It's just like I've hit that perfect like equilibrium where I can get through everything in a week or 2 weeks, and I'm caught up on everything. And if I need to, I can branch out and listen to one here or there, an extra one, but nothing what do you call it, permanent, nothing that's taken a spot. So actually I even had to get rid of some podcasts just because I just like, again, I ran out of time and I was falling behind on them, or I just fall out of interest in them and stuff. So
yeah, I did a purge a while ago. I don't know when it was. I think it was when I got laid off, because I wasn't listening to podcasts anymore at all, basically. And purged a whole bunch. And then I think after I got my job, I did a bunch of Nicolas Cage ones. And I did this Gordon Ramsay one. Dave Ramsey. God, Gordon Ramsay. And then I caught up on all my podcasts just recently as well. And I'm like, oh, crap, now I need to find something else to listen to. So I started doing the backlog of the Dave Ramsey podcast, and then all my podcasts are now, I'm way behind on them, I think, because of the backlog and the way my app does it. As soon as you download something that's old, it puts that like at the top of the list, I think, or maybe not the top of the list. I have categories as well. I have like a category for everything that's like people we actually know at the top, and if any of those come in, they're first.
Yeah.
And ours is there as well, but I don't like to finish listening to ours before we start, like too early before we start recording. so it helps me remember things we talked about.
Yeah, I listened to ours like this past week just so I could.
I meant to, but it just kept popping up, and I was doing something like doing dishes or working on something with my hands, so I couldn't like switch back. So I'm almost done. I think I have like literally 1 minute left of the old episode, and I keep skipping it to go to the next thing, so I don't finish it, so I can remember what we were talking about. But,
only a minute, so you're fine.
Yeah, I swear. But I was trying to remember what things we talked about then, so we could bring it back, or close the loop on something. But I can't remember what there was anymore because I didn't write it down.
Everything's pretty open. I mean, not open, pretty close. I mean, we don't. Really
I remember there being something, but it doesn't help if I don't write it down.
Good job.
Yeah.
Man. What's trying to think what happened. Oh, the eclipse happened.
The eclipse did happen.
I was home.
Did you? I was home.
I was home because, well, I had the day off. Thankfully, it worked out that way. But the school closed because it was too much of a risk for kids. And I just laughed because I'm like, this is the stupidest thing ever. How hard is it to just keep kids inside?
The only thing I could think of is the time when the eclipse was happening was when the kids leave. And that's something that didn't happen when we were kids. But
again, they sent, so on the same day, or sorry, was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday, they sent home a piece of paper. Yes. And sent an email. They sent a piece of piece of paper home.
Piece of paper home. We
will
be open.
What you want. Do you want to? Yeah, we'll be open. How do you want us to deal with it? Do you want to pick up your kid as normal? Do you want them to go on the bus as normal? Do you want them to stay an extended day? Do you want them to stay in the gym? If they're not an extended day, do you want them to stay later so they can stay in the gym and watch the NASA broadcast on thing, and like all these different options? You pick what you want. I'm like, great. Gotcha. And then later the same day, we got an email saying we're closing the school. We're not gonna have this at all.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't know that there was options before. Okay. So ours is a Catholic school, and they just added another PD day and said we're not going to be open. And they planned that months in advance.
Okay.
So we knew what to expect.
This was like two business days ahead.
Yeah. So we're in the same city, but we're in different school boards. His is the public school board, mine's the Catholic school board, and they just did it differently.
Yeah. And we had a PD day on this Wednesday of the same week. Do you think they would move the PD day from Wednesday to the Monday? And then that would be no.
I think ours had a PD day on the following Friday. You think they'd move that? No, why would they? Just add another one because you don't have to work.
It was ridiculous. Anyways, it was fine. I was home anyway. It kind of turned out funny because I think on whatever it was, the Thursday, the week before, we were at like we had a company breakfast, and we had like a safety meeting, and someone brought up, what are we going to do about the eclipse? Because all the drivers, and there was just like, well, what should we do about this? And I was like, it's the eclipse. You don't look at the sun. It's like, yeah, but it's going to be hard not to look at the sun. I'm like, what do you mean it's hard not to look at the sun? Do you look at the sun normally?
Right, that's what I was going to say. Like, normally you block the sun.
Yeah, you don't look at the sun. Yeah, but we're still, like, you're not at risk. You're only at risk if you're stupid and you look.
It's not poisonous. It's just looking at the sun will hurt your eyes, and at this point, you're more likely to look at the sun. That's it.
Yeah.
How about you go driving with the sun with the eclipse glasses on? That'll work.
Oh my gosh.
Pull over for 10 minutes. I
had somebody was just like, yeah, but that time of day, it's going to be like, it could be at eye level when we're driving. I'm like, no, it's not. It's up in the freaking sky.
Yeah, it's like
2 o'clock
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock is worse.
Yeah. Anyways, I was just like, all these people, I'm just like, anyways, they decided they were going to they're going to stop working at 1 that day. So we're going to go home so they wouldn't have an HR nightmare. And they looked at me like, they're like, does that work for you? I'm like, I have the day off anyway. I don't care. Like, what's what? Like, I'm like, I'm not making a big deal of this. I'm just making a big deal because everyone's idiots.
I'm just stating facts.
I'm stating the obvious fact.
Yeah.
Go figure.
So I can't remember when, but over a year ago, I picked up a bunch of CDs, audio CDs, music CDs, and it was a weird collection of them. And I took out the ones I wanted. I also ripped a whole bunch into my computer to have add to my music collection that I'm like, okay, this is neat, but I won't listen to it all the time and I don't need to own it. And then my wife did the same thing and I copied the ones for her. And then I went through my music collection to make room and purged some that I'm like, okay, this is neat, but I, again, don't need to own a physical copy of, like, I don't know, Cat Stevens' greatest hits, right? I'm fine with having MP3s of that. It's fine.
Yeah.
So I made a big pile of like 3 boxes of them. And eventually I took them to Beat Goes On, and which is a local used music store for people who don't know. And they took them. They said, we're busy right now, but we'll take a look at them and we'll get back to you within a week. So they did. They gave it back to me, and I don't remember how many they took for sure, but either way, they offered me like $38 credit, or like 26 if it was cash or something like that. I forget. And I just said credit. It's fine. And then I thought, actually, there's something I've wanted here for a long time. So I went over to the vinyl records, the new vinyl records, and I picked up Daft Punk's Homework. Oh. Which is like the original Daft Punk, basically, with Around the World and Defunk on it. And I just added $6 to that to cover tax, basically, and bought that.
Nice.
Yeah. So now I own that, and it's also a double, like, heavy. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you listen to records?
CDs. We do sometimes. The biggest problem is that we have a record player that is like a unit, like the big console unit. I had gutted it because we got this old one for $15. It worked for a year and then it died. So I gutted it and put all modern stuff in it. Actually, when you gave me that XM satellite radio, I put it in there as well, and I have an amplifier that it was all connected into. But anyway, we can play records on there. We can play CDs on there. We can play the radio on there. I can connect it to Bluetooth as well. But the problem is that it's a console, so we always have decor, home decor. My wife likes to decorate, so we have home decor on top of it. So you have to move all that stuff to play it. So
to get to it.
Yes and no. I want to listen to it more. That night we listened to, or maybe it was the next day, we listened to the first album, the first record of it, both sides, but we have the other one to do still. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I can relate to both of these because I've also just traded in a bunch of stuff into Beat Goes On, because they're finally accepting movies again.
Oh.
They were not taking for a long time.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, the reason I did the CDs is because they keep posting, we need CDs.
Yeah, they really want music.
They did not take much of my CDs, though. They're like, oh, we have lots of these. And and some of them were in rough condition. I went through them again afterward. I'm like, there was maybe one that had like a scratch, and it wasn't a bad scratch. And they have good Buffy machines. Yeah. Whatever. And they didn't even take the most expensive disc. There's one in there that sells on eBay for over $35. And I'm just like, I assumed they took that, and that's where the majority of the money came from. But as I'm going through checking the discs again, they didn't. The other thing to note is, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but Beat Goes On in other locations. They don't talk to each other. They don't share inventory. So if they gave you back stuff and said they don't want it, take it to another location and let them do the same thing. And that's what I have to do still. Tell you that. Yeah, I have to do that exactly.
I've done that.
Yeah. Yeah. They've even told me to do that before. So
you wonder why they wouldn't just like, oh, this location needs it. Yeah. They're all the same franchise. They're all owned by the same owner. Just talk to each other and be like, oh, this location needs it. This location needs it. Just pull it all in and transfer it. I would think that would make sense.
And they already have each other's inventory.
Yeah. You can look online and get something from someone else and keep it for free.
I think maybe it comes down to choosing what to stock and what not to. Maybe that's store dependent. Yeah. Like, oh, we get a lot of people looking for heavy metal. Let's get heavy metal, whereas the other store doesn't. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah, but if you're storing it all online anyway, why does it matter? It just shows up at the next store when you order it.
I assume it's because not everyone uses online. Like, let's say university people. You can
also go to the store and be like, oh, do you have this? Well, we don't. This location.
Agreed, but I don't think that's a big percentage of their sales.
Maybe
I'd say
advertised it more.
Agreed. That would help, yeah. I think the majority of their sales is people walking in and buying stuff. And especially the one in Waterloo, because it's near the university. I mean, it's not really close, but it's close enough that they must get foot traffic.
They got some, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's always busy every time I go there. So.
Yeah.
Well, not busy, but busy.
But it's always people driving, as far as I've seen. I've never seen someone walking there come in, or maybe not never, but not that I noticed.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah.
I just ordered this from Pico's on, and they shipped it from Burlington, which I was just there, and I should have looked, but Ghost Rider on 3D Blu-ray.
Oh, so we're gonna watch that.
Again.
Bring over my 3D glasses.
When I get there, yeah, bring over 3D glasses. I can come to your house. We can watch it on your
TV.
TV.
You could. It's right here behind me. I was just using it for testing some stuff.
Oh, nice. Although I think my 3D TV was just a little bit bigger. Just a little bit.
Yeah, there is that too. Yeah. We could each have our own 3D TV. I don't think that would work. I guess it would. Yeah, HDMI
splitter.
As long as the splitter supports 3D, yeah, it would.
Yeah, it could.
That'd be hilarious.
I want full screen, but why? It's full screen if you look at the other one too. It doesn't change. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Anyways, took stuff to Because on. They haven't got back to me yet, but I took in 2 bags and a box full of DVDs and movies and Blu-rays and CDs. I had a bunch of like brand new CDs in there because my wife used to work at a distributor, and so she would get free CDs all the time, and a lot of them we never got to or are interested in. So a lot of them are still sealed. So hopefully
they didn't punch holes in the labels or the barcode or anything.
No,
because I've seen people like my cousin used to work at a movie distributor, and any samples she got, they would have a hole punched in the barcode, and sometimes right through the case even.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And I have had CDs that had burns right through the case.
Yeah. No, these were like brand new, like retail CDs, but they just hand them out. Like, oh, everyone gets one. Okay.
Okay.
So I had like 20 or 30 like brand new CDs that we're never going to listen to. So
nice.
Move them on. Hopefully they take them. So we'll see what comes back.
Now I have heard Beat Goes On say that they won't take sealed because they don't trust it hasn't been resealed.
Maybe, but we'll see.
So you'll see.
I mean, these ones they have like they have like the sticker on top saying now featuring single blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The sticker on top of the.
That might help. Yep. Don't know.
Whatever. At least they don't. Even I don't care. Give me the open price for it then. Open it then and take it.
That's the other thing. Yeah.
I don't care. Well, like I'm gonna sell a CD. I also upgraded. I don't know if you can see over my shoulder here. This way, this, there it is.
A stereo system?
Yeah, I upgraded my stereo system.
Oh. I want to get one again someday. I sold mine long ago when I had children. My surround sound and my stereo, my mixer, everything.
Well, I didn't have all those fancy things. I have an amplifier, I have speakers, and I have a record player, and now I have it's a 5-disc changer and tape deck. And an equalizer, all that stuff built in one.
Cool.
And I jerry-rigged it so that I couldn't work with or without my receiver on. So because my record player needs the receiver because it needs the amp.
Yeah.
Or sorry, I shouldn't say receiver. It's an amplifier.
Same thing, kind of. Yeah.
But the CD player and tape deck does it by itself. You can just put speakers into it and it does it by itself.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't need the receiver, but I want them to all come through the same speakers. So I just put all the speaker wire together and jammed it in the receiver so that if it when I turn on the stereo, it works. And then I can turn that off and turn my receiver on.
But if you turn both on,
I haven't tried that. But I would assume
you would.
I assume that you would just get both sounds.
Yeah, it's just the wiring would cause weird impedance levels, like numbers for the speakers, and technically the power coming out of one could go into the other. I don't think it's going to, but
it's such low voltage.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I made it work. It's fun, and I've had fun. I went through my CDs. I was listening to them, and it's kind of like a nostalgic feeling to just put on the music and let it play, and you can't just skip next song. Like I just put it on, and then I was working in my room down here and just playing. So it's cool. And then you can't see it. I don't think you can see it. No, it's under that as well. Also, I had to when I did this. The stereo was so big, like tall wise.
Yeah, it is.
So I had a floating
4
shelf.
units.
I had a floating shelf sitting here. I had to take that off, and
Yeah.
I had shelves under here that they were like didn't work, so I had to pull everything apart. And it took the better part of a night just to pull everything out, set it all
That's
back
why you
up.
couldn't play games.
No, I was doing taxes that night. But yeah.
I just mean the next time.
Oh yeah. Underneath that, speaking of 3D TVs, I bought another 3D TV because I found one at Value Village.
Oh yeah.
I did.
PlayStation 3D TV.
PlayStation 3D display.
Oh, Top Spot wants that.
Top Spot is here waiting for you. It was.
I don't think he'll ever disclose his address to you.
That's true. That's
so you can't ship it.
He has
you
to
can't,
come
you
here.
can't ship it.
He has to come here to get it.
We don't know how far away he is.
Who knows? Maybe he's down the street. We don't know.
I'm quite sure he's in America. United States of America.
That's just down the street.
Yeah. Buffalo, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, I went to Value Village. They had it there for $100.
Oh.
Which isn't terrible.
You
but
did it for $100?
No, I didn't. But
you had a coupon?
So even better, I was
They paid you to take it away.
Not quite that good. I was looking at it and I'm like,
hold on, I have one more. They took your car's TV for it.
Heck no. Keeping that thing forever.
Yep. Sorry, continue.
I did the Value Village was on the news recently saying like, oh, we price things how we see it, but if you think the price is not fair, talk to us and we can adjust.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm gonna try this. So I looked at it and I could see like someone had put tape on it at some point, like that packing tape. So there's a lot of like residue all over it.
Mm-hmm.
That dirt had then been stuck to, and it was just kind of cruddy. The
so no old shrunk condom on it.
No shrunk condom on it this time.
But dirty, and you're gonna
dirty.
Do
the
some
screen was
legit
fine.
Price justification, not bill, just price justification.
It was in the showcase, so I could really
about
it. So
it's true.
Anyways, the manager that was there, he was cool. He was a young guy, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's cool. I like it." And he's like, "Yeah, these things are expensive." I'm like, "Yeah, they are." I'm like, but look at all this. Like, there's all this residue on here, and like, I can't really test if the 3D works, and I can't, blah 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 blah. I was like, any chance is the price flexible at all on this? And he looked at it. He's just like, "Yeah, I could knock $20 off for you." I was like, "Sure, I'll take it for 80."
40. 40.
Yeah.
No glasses bundled with it, though?
No glasses, unfortunately, but still.
No PlayStation 3 console bundled with it.
But I think I'm going to bring it. I'm going to take it to Barry and see
I figured that's what you should do. Clean it up first, but...
It's cleaned. I've cleaned it up. I've tested it. It works nicely, so...
Nice.
Yeah.
So we don't even need me to bring mine over for us to do double watching. You can just watch on yours.
I mean, currently I have 3 3D TVs in this house.
Yep.
So I have
2 PlayStation ones.
2 PlayStation displays. And
technically 3 Sonys, or is one your a Samsung? I forget.
It's a Samsung.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I think I've confused that before with the glasses.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my eye out still for a Sony one that's compatible with those 2 sets of 3D glasses that I have. Sorry, 4 sets of 3D glasses I have.
I have 3D glasses.
I have 5 pairs of them, but one of them is for the PlayStation TV, and 2 other sets are for one TV, and 2 other sets are for another TV. Someone was giving away the 4 sets on Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, sure.
Yeah,
she gave no information. I'm like, they're free. I'll take them. Gotta find something to do them someday. But
I have a bunch of 3D glasses. Some from Bill, I think, still up there, and I don't have the TV that they go to. Maybe.
Yeah, that's my problem. I don't have the TV they go to either.
I wish there was just, a universal thing.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, Sony and Universal doesn't really go together. They like
not so much. We should have just ponied up for the passive 3D, Those active 3D crap. So, but yeah, it was a good little find.
Which Value Village?
The one in Guelph.
Okay.
The Guelph one has been very good to me lately. I've been finding a lot of good stuff there. We can make this a pickup section, I guess.
Oh. We can do the hell we want.
So I found these.
Bill watches until it gets to, or listens until it gets to the Nicolas Cage part.
Nicolas Cage
Reboot.
Reboot season 1, 2,
1 and 2,
4.
and 3 and 4 in two packs. That's cool. I love Reboot.
Love Reboot.
There's people who are trying to get the original tapes, have the original tapes and are trying to redigitize it, but they needed some specific player to do it, and they've finally got that player as far as I understand. It's called Reboot Revised, I think, or something, or Revisited, I forget, but they're trying to re-release it essentially.
Okay.
And a whole bunch of like behind the scenes info and interviews, as far as I know. They started with a documentary.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember going to, I think I did a video game show in Ajax.
Okay.
Somewhere over there. Anyways, they had one of the original voice actors from Reboot there.
Oh.
Like signing autographs and talking
cool.
to people. And I didn't have anything, but if I
now.
Again, I'd be like, hey, it's on my DVDs. And then they had these there as well. I don't know if
this is the same store.
Same store. Saban's Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Oh yeah, I know Beetleborgs. It was a little bit after my time, but my cousins watched it, and I had been into Power Rangers, so
okay. So
I watched it when I was there. Yeah.
So this is season 1, volume 1, and then they also had season 1, volume 2. This one is factory sealed still.
Huh.
Going for several $100s.
Really?
Yes.
And you're selling those ones, or
I
you're
will be
keeping
selling
those
them.
ones?
Yes, I will be selling them. Yeah.
Together or separate?
Probably together, just to maximize. Someone who wants them will take both, I'm sure.
Yeah, I just thought you could charge more for the second one if it was on its own.
I probably
but then
could.
The first one might be left behind.
Yeah, who knows? So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. Oh, garbage find. I can show you garbage find.
Yeah. Josh is reaching for things since no one can see what we're doing.
This is just the box, but it's good enough.
Sure. Again, great audio content.
I know. I'm
As
trying
he
to
coughs
maneuver.
and lifts something,
Oh,
and then he makes me full screen instead of himself.
Wrong one.
Ah!
Wrong one. There we go. All right. Garbage find.
Oculus Quest.
Oculus Quest 1.
Yeah. Did you hear they're discontinuing support for that soon?
That's okay.
Yeah, it's still good. I got one for $50 a few years ago. That's the best deal I had.
So this wasn't found by me. It was found by the guy in the yard.
Oh.
And he was just like, go home and test it and see if it works. And he's like, I knew he wanted something for it. He wasn't just like giving it away, but he's kind of like my buddy. He's like,
but he doesn't want to do the work.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'll test it for you. He's like, sell it and then, split the profit with me. And I was just like, I'll just pay you for it. Like, it's not a big deal. So I gave him $50 for it. So
okay.
Technically garbage fine, but technically I gave him money for it. He was happy. I was happy.
Yeah.
So
cool.
But yes,
I've got two of those.
They're just discontinuing support, and that's why I was
Yeah.
just like, I don't want to spend money on this store because I'm gonna lose access to everything, or I'd have to spend money and buy the Meta Quest 2 or the Quest 3.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that it's very easy to hack an Oculus Quest?
I didn't know, but I've done the legitimates, like the backdoor free software stuff with SideQuest, which was like where people can create their own games and publish them in their own store.
Okay.
But I've never done anything else. Like I've never hacked it to put pirated games on, if that's what you mean.
That's what I mean. It is very, very easy.
I'm going to have to do that soon because I have
two of them,
and the third, I have an Oculus Quest 2, and I also have an Oculus Go, which would be nice to be able to use for something. I know that one they released the firmware for, like they open sourced it or something weird. So I need to look into whether that's got any kind of hacks for it or any way to play it. Where really, I'd be happy with that. Would just worked with playing movies, right?
Yeah.
Like just if my kids could sit in there and watch a movie, that'd be fine. It'd be kind of fun. Hell, I'd do it. I've done it before.
So when I got it, I got it out. It was pretty, like, you could tell it was kind of crusty, like it had been used and then they just kind of like put it away. It's still in the box and everything, but definitely just sat.
Yeah.
So I just like
who throws this stuff out? Like what?
Sterilized the crap out of it. Like just threw a bunch of rubbing alcohol on it and Lysol wipes and everything. Clean the whole thing up. So it works nice.
And
I turn it on.
Face foam comes off.
Yeah, I took it off.
And then wash that by hand is what I usually do, even after just exercising.
Yeah. So I turn it on and it's logged into someone's Facebook profile.
Oh, yeah.
So there was like 6 games on there, including like Beat Saber and a bunch of other ones. And I was just like, oh, sweet. So I started playing some. But it kept like popping up like connect to internet, connect to the internet, connect to the internet.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I wonder if I can turn on the internet, log into my account, and then share games.
I don't think so, but
you can
see what you say.
But you have to be logged into the original account first. Because as soon as I connected to the internet, it was just like, nope, shut off. You are locked out.
That's what I figured.
So that's why I'm just like, well, shit, I've ruined this now. So I went through the process of resetting the whole thing. There was a memory issue, so when I turn it on, it pops up with a thing saying your memory is or your headset is corrupt.
Oh, interesting.
So I had to figure out. This was the hardest part. Like I figured, like it wouldn't move past that screen.
Yeah, it's like it corrupted the OS.
Something, yeah. So I figured out how to like. I attached it to the computer. I ran a command to kind of like get into it and clear that spot, at least to get past it. And this is just from looking stuff up on YouTube, and so I don't know. I figured it out. It's every time I turn it on, it still pops up, and then I just hit the power button to say continue, and it just loads up normally.
Oh, weird.
So, yeah, go figure. Yeah. Then I think you have to. I guess maybe I shouldn't go into detail about how easy it is, but it is very easy.
Yeah, Google it. Okay.
But it's
cool. Especially for the Quest 1, since they're discontinuing the software for it. It's going to be a brick. So, I mean, they're not stopping it working. They're just not updating anymore. And the problem with that, I think, is going to be that your games will be updated, but you can't install the new updates because they don't support the old device. So then you're going to have, like, let's say Rec Room, which is a free game that anybody can play, and it's going to not work on the old devices anymore because you can't update on the old devices. So that's what I expect to happen, is they just stop supporting it, and therefore it doesn't work anymore with the online features. And
it will still work.
I
am sure they will leave like a legacy version. Will be allowed to get in at some point? Maybe not Rec Room per se, but like
that's the problem.
But even say like Beat Saber. So I
doubt it. Beat Saber's doing updates all the time, though.
when I was being my pirate self, my VR pirates, there's like 4 or 5 different versions of Beat Saber, and I had to go through 3 of them before I found the one that worked. And then once that one works, then you're good to go.
Yeah. But of course, you're not going to get the new content, which is Daft Punk. They added Daft Punk. But
can't you just add your own tracks then?
You have to do some backdoor thing to add your own tracks, yes.
I'm already
But they're
there.
They're not the original tracks either, like the official ones. And a lot of the ones that you download are really badly mapped.
Yeah.
So it'd be like a stupid move that no one can actually do, or it doesn't make any sense and isn't fun. Because a lot of the official ones, it's actually, you're like, oh, this feels like I'm playing the drums in this song, basically.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of stuff is cool. And most of the tracks that are made by someone else don't have that. Yeah. Although Thriller and YMCA, both fun.
Good. Okay.
Yes. I mean, there's bad versions of them, but there's definitely good ones.
That was my main thing about, okay, I want Beat Saber for like an actual device. Like I have it for PSVR, and I did go back to PSVR to play Beat Saber a couple of times and spent money on some DLC content just to like freshen it up. But then same thing, I was realizing the tracking issues. Like it was just, I was losing tracking. I was missing notes that I knew I was hitting, had it tracked properly. So
it's all right. I was playing Quest 2 a few weeks ago, and I had the exact same problem.
Really?
Usually right around here, like on the side of your head, backwards, like you're swinging around to swing, and it would just lose track, and I'd miss, but not actually miss. I hit it. I know I did, but it thinks my hand jumped past that spot. And I don't have that with PCVR with my...
Well, yeah, because you've got stations and stuff.
Yeah.
They can see behind your head.
Yeah.
but I've been very impressed with the Quest 1. I didn't think I would be. I had not gotten a Quest 1 because I was just like, I just don't know how good it is. I know it's like a mobile platform.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, and they do keep improving the software too, even the older ones. I mean, they're going to stop now, but
yeah. But honestly, like if I'm going to move on, like I've heard, like the Quest 3 is kind of like the way to go. You can even plug it into your PC and play PC VR games.
You can do that with the Quest 1.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. So you can still do that too.
Okay.
It'll have to be wired. Oh no, it doesn't have to be wired. There's a wireless option. I don't know if yours will work with it being hacked, but there was what was it called? Virtual Desktop was the program you could buy for like $10 or something like that to do it, and it would stream PC VR from your PC over Wi-Fi. You just had to have really good Wi-Fi, and then Oculus, I guess, decided they wanted to do the same thing, so they built it in as well. So there's a wireless Oculus Link option somewhere. I've never used it yet.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've been impressed. It's as good or better than the PlayStation VR. So
the PlayStation VR's lenses are really good.
Yeah.
And the comfort of the headset is good.
Yes.
Other than that, the Quest is better in my opinion.
Yes. I mean, I do notice it in
PlayStation can render better detail, but
yeah, and that's the one thing I did notice when I was playing Beat Saber is like, oh, when I'm playing on PlayStation, there's a lot more lighting effects going on.
Yeah.
A lot more reflections, a lot more particle effects. But honestly, when I'm just playing and having fun, Quest 1 is just fun. Having fun with it.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Be good.
A few weeks ago, my son and I did Beat Saber back to back on my Quest 2 and him on the Quest 1. Or sorry, yeah. Him on the Quest 1, me on the Quest 2. Just back to back in the living room upstairs. It was awesome.
Nice.
And because they have multiplayer, right?
Okay, you're doing the
yeah, we were in multiplayer so we could see each other in the game. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's very cool.
I bought it for him because I'm like, whatever. If he's going to exercise, sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
And Oculus Quest has referral codes that you can do to get 25% off. If someone else owns a game, it's really hard to find where to do this, but the Polykill Discord started doing it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So I found the URL that I had created for sharing with them and sent it to myself for using one of my son's account and bought the game. Yeah. So yeah.
That's cool.
Because their store is expensive. That's the biggest problem with them.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, to be fair, like if I did get a Quest 3, I probably wouldn't hack it just because I would want the online functionality and things like that. The one thing having the Quest 1, if it being hacked, is you just don't have, like, there's no leaderboards. I don't think you can do online multiplayer kind of thing, but I don't really need it for that. So I just got to figure out, can you cast that to the Oculus app on your phone, or do you need it to have, do you have to cast it to a Chromecast to see it on TV?
I thought it's cast to a Chromecast.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if you could cast it to the Oculus app that you have, right? Then you wouldn't have to like.
Yeah. Or if your phone could act as a Chromecast, there's no reason why it can't. The technology is simple.
And we have a Pixel. It's a Chrome.
Right? That's the other thing.
It's a Chrome phone, essentially.
Google actually removed the casting ability at one point, and then people complained. They re-added it, but made it hard to find, and now I can't even find it. I haven't Googled to figure out where it is now, but my son and I were trying to figure out where it was, and I couldn't even find it.
To like screencast your phone, kind of?
Yeah, to screencast your Oculus to the TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they hid that option because whatever reason, performance reasons, or I don't know what. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know I've been asked at several family functions because I brought my PSVR once to a family event, and like 2 people got to try it before it was time to leave or dinner or whatever. Things got busy. And so for the past, like, how many years, it's been like, did you bring your VR? Did you bring your VR? I'm like, no, I didn't bring it because I need to bring my whole PlayStation, the whole thing, the camera, the wands, the console. It was just like, it's a lot. And I need to have a TV to hook it up to. And it's just like, blah, 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 all these criteria. Whereas, like, with the Quest 1, I'm like, oh, here, I can just play it. But at the same time, it'd be nice if I could, like, just be able to, cast it for other people to see if there isn't internet around, because normally we meet at like an event space where there may not be internet or a TV. But if I could just cast it to to a portable display like a monitor or a phone or a tablet.
Just bring one of your PlayStation monitors with the Chromecast plugged in. but you still have to connect to Wi-Fi is the problem.
The internet, yeah. That's why like it'd be nice if you can get a direct link between the Oculus and the Oculus app, which already exists because you're controlling the Oculus through the app. Why can't I just cast it to?
I think because it's Bluetooth and doesn't have enough bandwidth to run video.
No, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it to be enough. I can see what's happening.
Just bring a Wi-Fi hotspot. I mean, you might be able to use your phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot and put the Chromecast on that, put the Oculus on that, and it might work.
That's true.
I just don't know whether there's routing between those devices or not when you're on the hotspot, or if they block it for security reasons.
Yeah, who knows?
I've never tried.
Yeah,
it's easy to find out, but so I listened to the Disaster Artist audiobook because I realized it's on whatever that app was again that comes from my local library.
I put it on the Google Drive for you.
Did you?
like you asked me to.
I asked, and I just like, oh, Josh never did it.
Yeah,
Hoopla, it's on like Hoopla.
Same day.
I don't think. Did you tell me?
No, I just said, okay, I'll put it on there, and I just put it on there.
I'm used to most people that don't actually do what they say they're going to do.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, well, now you can have a hard copy of it if you want it.
Well, yeah, I'm going to go get that still just to have it. But, yeah, it was good. I enjoyed.
What do you think?
And it was good. It was like a week ago I listened to it, and now half of it's out of my brain, but I remember enjoying it. It was good. I liked it. And also a lot of what Greg said came from the same things he'd said when we were in the show too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it change your opinion of Tommy hearing the way he actually treated people on set?
Yeah, a little bit.
He is kind of glorified. Every time you go, they're like, "Oh, Tommy's great. We love Tommy." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, kind of a douchebag. Like he kind of treated everyone like shit. It's not something to like say hooray for at the end of the day. Like he created a great product. He created a fun product. But
I wouldn't call it great.
At what expense, right? So
yeah, it's ironically great.
Yes. So
yeah. Speaking of which, I have the Dune audiobook full cast on my.
Oh, full cast.
Yeah.
Is that also Hoopla?
No, that's on my computer, on my server.
Okay.
Like MP3s.
I just did the regular like Dune one, but it was just a regular narrator.
Oh yeah, mine says full cast.
That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to steal that from you as well.
Put that on the Google Drive.
Put that on the Google Drive.
Really? Put it on the Google Drive?
And I'll check it. I'll check it in 3 months and complain. Or no, I'll get it from Hoopla in 3 months and then complain that you never gave it to me.
Sounds great. Sounds likely.
Yep. So, what else has been up? Oh, I wrote down some things.
I wrote down some too, but there's something else I was just thinking of and I forget. Oh, I upgraded my internet.
Oh, did you? I need to get new internet.
Do you?
Yeah, because I'm with Fido, and apparently Fido is shutting down services and transferring everything to Rogers. So if I'm going to pay
really,
Rogers prices,
wow, mine's tech savvy, and I like tech savvy because they fight Rogers in court.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not what I would call cheap either. It's kind of the one downside. They also piggyback on Rogers' service, which I'm happy with. They do a good job. But I upgraded mainly because for my birthday coming up, I plan on doing a LAN party, and I want to have really good internet for that. So I'm doing that. You will be invited.
I will be invited. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I need to bring a LAN device? Or are you going to supply this?
Bring your PC. No, I'll bring your PC.
Bring my whole PC?
Yes. Okay. That's the way it works. That's the way LAN parties are.
All right.
Bring your PC.
And I'll bring my PlayStation monitor.
That would be pretty funny, actually. And it has like a 240 hertz refresh rate.
40 hertz and 1080p. Yeah. And built-in speakers.
It's no 1440p, but
doesn't matter.
But mine's only 165 hertz, so
you'll be fine.
Yeah, I will be fine.
It equals out. Okay. So yeah, I was looking at a bunch of different ones, but I need to get on that because that's ending in like a week. shit. Yeah. Week and a half. So, yeah, we gotta get on that.
Minor details.
Minor details. It's only internet. Who needs that?
Yeah, you don't need internet. Yeah, so I needed a new modem, and it was really easy transition. I was going from 100 megabit to 1 gigabit.
Oh, gigabit. Okay.
Yeah, so now I've got gigabit, and I don't even really notice it. Like sometimes, like right now, I'm uploading Dune to Google, and it's going to take 4 minutes because Google is slow. It's not letting it go full speed.
You're being throttled by everything else. Yeah.
Yeah. Even downloading was the same thing. It limited the speed that I downloaded Disaster Artist from. Speaking of which, I'm deleting that now because I already got it. Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
So my son got invited to a birthday party. He's actually been to 2 birthday parties. He's going to be 3 birthday parties this month.
Popular kid.
I know. But there are also a lot of like. He's been invited to 2 girl birthday parties.
Okay.
So the one that he just had. And did I tell you last time that he went to a girl birthday party? He invited himself and he came back with a makeover. I told you that story, right?
No, I don't think you did.
He invited himself to this girl's birthday party, and it was all girls and him. And he came back with eyeshadow and lipstick and his nails done and glitter on his face.
I don't think you told me, but maybe you did, and I don't remember because the last 2 times we recorded, I was pretty tired.
This was like last year. This is a long time ago.
Okay, and then that's probably just me not remembering.
Anyways, he got invited to another birthday party. We knew her, or we know her from school. The girl knows me after
this podcast.
I went and did the truck presentation at school.
Yeah.
Right, and then like 2 days later, her dad was there, and she's like, she looks at me and she's like, "You're his dad." I'm like, "Yep." So I was like, "Yep," and she went and she got her dad, and she's like, "This is him. This is." And he looked at me, and I'm like, "Hi." He's like, "Hey."
And what do you do? I'm a brain surgeon. Like,
he actually he knows where I work because he came and he does security work, and he like
that's funny.
Stuff. So he's just like, "Yeah, we did your cameras at your office."
That's
so
funny.
I know. Anyways, so he got invited to her birthday party, and so we show up, and we were kind of hoping to do like the. Have you ever done the drop and dash? What's it called? The drop and dash?
Drop your kid off and get the hell out of there?
Yes. This was not a drop and dash birthday party that we thought it was going to be. So we had made plans. Like we had our youngest, we were going to drop off the oldest, and we were going to scoot out, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what we did, but we come up and it's we meet the birthday daughter's mom and her whole family is there. It's not at someone's house. They rented an event space.
Okay.
So there is
# Joe Money.
Yeah. There's cousins, there's friends, there's grandparents, there's aunts, there's uncles, there's like there's got to be 100 people in this place.
Yeah.
And so they're like, "Oh yeah, you can stay, eat food, eat." I'm like, "Wow, we have other things. We'll leave him and we'll go." And yeah, no worries. So we're talking to the birthday girl's mom, and she's just like, she loves your son. Like, we think she has a crush on him, but we're not supposed to know. We're not supposed to tell anybody. Okay. Like, okay, great, good to know.
We had one of those too with my daughter. She had a crush on a boy.
Did she invite him to her birthday party?
She wanted to.
Oh.
No, she did. She did invite him. Yes.
Okay.
But her birthday party last year, only one person came.
Oh.
Because her birthday is December, like right before Christmas.
Yeah.
Right before Christmas, so only one person came, which was good for her and that person to have a good time together. But it was probably pretty sad to invite like 6 people or 8 people and only one person come. But,
yeah.
But yeah, the boy she liked was one of them. But we're not allowed to talk about him anymore.
Oh, okay.
She made sure. Yeah.
Okay. Don't publicly say anything on this podcast about it. No.
Yeah. I can't say his name.
Anyways, so where was I?
She loves him.
She loves him. She's got a crush. We're like, okay, fine. We're just like, whatever, cute. Our kids being cute kids, whatever. So then we leave. We did the dash. We got away. We did our, we had to do some shopping and get new appliances. So we did that. Then we came back to pick him up when it was time. And we walk in, and so the mother's side is Asian. If you've ever been to an Asian party of anything, they're very generous with, like, oh, you need to take food. So we just walk in. We haven't been there this whole time, and the mother is there and the grandmother is there saying, take food. Go and get food from the table. There's like a huge buffet. They brought containers out, like, please just take food, take food, take food. I'm like, we weren't here, but okay. So I took one small container, and to be polite, I filled it up a little bit with some food. I asked my son what he wanted. Oh, I want this, I want this. I'm like, okay, great. And I didn't get all the way to the end of the buffet before the container was full. So I was like, okay, that's enough. Grandma was there. Birthday girl's grandma. And she comes over and she's like, oh, you need more food. You need more food. I'm like, no, it's enough. And she looks at me dead in the eye and she says, my future grandson-in-law needs more food.
Wow, it's getting serious.
I'm like, well, we just arranged marriage to our oldest son. He's spoken for.
Yep.
It's supposed to be a secret, but apparently everybody knows.
Yeah.
But that was really funny. So we giggled the whole time. So the first birthday, he comes home with a makeover. Second girl's birthday
wife.
Party, he's betrothed.
He's got a wife. Yeah. Tell them they better get that dowry ready.
Got one more to go to, and I'm scared what we're gonna lose this time. So, yeah.
So this past weekend, I went to Bill's house.
I heard, and I'm hurt that I wasn't invited, Bill.
Yeah, I can't invite you. But
I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming Bill for this.
Bill had a selfish reason to invite me. Because he got a whole bunch of PVMs. For those unknowing, they're CRT monitors from a broadcast studio, professional monitors. And he got a whole bunch of them from a dumpster. And he tested them. Apparently he missed some problems because when I got there, I found more of them had problems than he thought.
Oh.
Yes. So he thought he had 3 good out of 9 Sonys and 3 good out of 4 JVCs. And then there's 2 big JVCs that both have burn-in, but one of them is definitely sellable. The other one's going to be really hard to sell. But anyway, the Sony PVMs, there was really actually only, I think, 1 good one we didn't need to do anything with. And we got 2 or 3 more working. It was a crapshoot, but we basically spent half the day and up till midnight, Saturday working on them. And then Sunday, I started working on them while Bill had a shower, and then we went out for breakfast. He bought me breakfast for helping him out. And then we went back to it and worked on it until 3:30 or so, 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3:30. I finally got out of there. But we got some fixed, and I even got to keep one.
Ooh, I was going to ask.
Right here.
Very nice. Is that a Sony or a JVC?
It's a Sony.
Oh, you got the Sony.
PVM 8041Q. I have some commercials playing on it right now from a Raspberry Pi, which I'm quite impressed works very well. There's even sound if we really wanted to. It has speaker. That's actually a very offensive commercial that was just playing. It was a Bombardier commercial making fun of basically all Japanese and Chinese made 4-wheelers.
Oh,
like great. It's a great one. Didn't age well. Wasn't a good idea in the first place, maybe. But anyway, this one actually, when I got it, we decided it was the last one we got working, and I wasn't going to do it, but we took basically the best of the worst pieces and put it together, and the TV had like a orange tinge to it. And I'm like, all right, it's also got a burn in all the way around, but just a border around it, which is weird. I don't know where it came from. Bill said he's surprised it doesn't have widescreen on it because everything in broadcast studios is widescreen now, and a couple of them have widescreen shape burned into them. But anyway, so when I got home, I started looking up more videos about them, which I've already done a whole bunch of research and looked up stuff, and I was expecting to be swapping, like doing capacitors when I was at his place, but we never even got around to that because we had so many broken ones and parts ones to swap between. So anyway, I tinkered with this one a little bit more after I got home, and I got the colors much better. It's still not perfect, but it's way better than it was. And I'm quite happy with it.
Good.
So, yeah. And he's got a bunch to sell. He also had a pile of broken ones, and I kept telling him, like, oh, I don't want to take them home. He's like, no, just take them home and do whatever you want. I don't want to store them. I don't know when I'm going to get to them. I don't want to do that. And he's like, I could sell them broken. I'm like, yeah, I bet they'll sell. People want these things. People want them for parts. People want them just for show, like everything. Yeah. So today I messaged him and said, you know what? I think I can fix the power supplies. I found the wiring diagram for the power supplies. And he's like, they're old. Guy paid cash. The guy paid ahead too.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're in demand. He had a reasonable price. Like, I think he was like offering to take, what was it, like $300 for 6 broken ones, I think it was.
Yeah, that's good.
Something like that. I can't remember, but I think he originally said 200, but I think that was too low. But anyway, adjust my pants. I keep slouching and they're hiking up. Yeah, so he definitely is going to have some fun monitors to sell. I'm actually tempted. Oh no, I won't be at Barrie. If I was at Barrie, I would be tuning the monitors there to get the colors right. Now that I know what I know about tuning the colors, but it may not work because they had different color problems, but there's one JVC that had this exact same color problem, and I suspect I can fix that one, but he's just happy to get some money for them and get rid of them too. So
yeah,
I don't even think he's keeping any.
I was gonna say,
I don't think
keeping
he is.
any of them.
I don't think so.
He's got enough TVs.
He does have enough TVs.
You think he'd keep him one though?
I would. I'd grab the best one and keep it. That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
and
cool.
I was just wiring up some BNC connectors to it. I tried a HDMI in to component out on it today that I just got off Amazon. It doesn't work because it doesn't support the resolutions correctly. It doesn't support 480p, I believe is what I had it on. 480p 60. Doesn't seem it shows it, but it shows it double and a little bit cut off. Something weird. But there is a switch back there, actually. Maybe I should try that switch on the back of the TV. Maybe it's coming in as a 16:9 by mistake.
Maybe.
It doesn't make sense, but it's worth a shot.
Never know.
But the picture from that converter worked fine on the Sony TV. I just tried that because it has a button to change resolutions, but it doesn't have in the manual what resolutions it supports.
Yeah. Go figure.
Really, what I need is an HDMI to composite out. And that would work for sure because it'll only support.
I have one of those.
Resolution. Yeah, I know. Bill and I could use one while testing stuff too. I forget what it was. Oh, we needed a color bar signal. He actually found one of his tapes from college that had color bars on it. Speaking of which, I saw a commercial Bill made when he was in college, with Bill in the commercial, dressed in hockey gear as a goalie with Montreal Canadiens jersey.
Why isn't this on YouTube?
I told him it's got to be up there. He told me he'd let me digitize it.
Did you?
No, because I didn't have anything there with me.
You bring it home.
I don't think he'd let that tape go. He's already had it for like, what, let's say 35 years.
Well, I would have brought it
45 years.
I would have brought it back to him in Barrie.
Yes. I think he should post it because it's him.
Yeah. No, you
it
would
should be on his channel.
Send it to him, and then
I could do that. Yes, yeah.
He should give you the logins for the YouTube channel. I mean,
I've had his logins before, actually.
Yeah. You just start posting on his channel, and everything's easy. Right?
I don't know if I still have that actually.
Quick, go log in.
That would be pretty funny if I did, but I forget.
Is he ghosted?
I don't think I do. I am, yeah. No, I would have seen it if I still had it.
That's funny.
Oh, I do have their Gmail. I do still have their Gmail. I don't know if it works, but I still have it saved here. Yep.
We are pirates.
Now I want to try it. Have they changed their password in the past 8 years? I don't know.
That's funny.
Do they have two-factor authentication on? I don't know.
Probably not. No one does.
Yeah.
So
that was fun. Hanging out with Bill was fun.
That does sound fun.
And he also complained that I blur my background and he wants to see my room.
See? So, I said
now you get to see my junk. I don't know.
Have you seen mine? Look at this. All this is garbage here.
Yours is more organized than mine.
I don't know about that. You can't see behind me.
I can see the TV on the floor and I don't know what else.
Strategically placed.
Anyway, you were saying. Cut you off.
I am trying to sell my father-in-law's scooter.
You've talked about that a couple times. Yep.
So I'm still on it. I don't know if you know this about me, but I am a scumbag Facebook seller, and I have proof of how scumbaggy I am. All right. So
I already know this.
I know you know it from personal experience. I had. I should have had this ready to go. No, I'm just looking. Here it is. Okay.
That's right. As you're doing that, I'm adjusting my TV behind me. So
get those colors right.
Just the brightness. It was too bright, washed out on the TV on the camera.
On the camera. There you go.
Yeah,
you can see more.
It's easy to see, not perfect.
So I have it listed for a price that is perhaps just a touch high because I know I'm going to get lowballed. Right?
Yep, that happens.
It does. It happens way more often. It's gotten to the point now where if I get lowballed, I look at the message and then I swipe it away. We have nothing to talk about because, no joke, I am probably up to 300 messages about this thing.
Oh my God.
And no one has committed to buying it until I had met someone named Ricardo, and I can say his name because he and/or I is an asshole.
and/or
so the he
so many questions. I have so many questions.
We made plans for him to come and look at it, which is usually what I want to do. Because if they start haggling price before they even come see it, I know they're not even serious. You have to come and look at it. So he came to see it. He couldn't find the place. It's not at my house. It's at my father-in-law's place. He couldn't find it. And he's like, send me your address again. I'm like, it's going to be the same, but whatever. Sent it again. Good sign. Sent him the same address again, and then he showed up. So I think he was on.
Good.
Say one's like an Ave, the other one's a drive, but it's like they cross each other, and he was on the wrong one.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Sure.
That's my.
Or he was late, coming up with an excuse. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they looked at it. He was buying it for his wife/mom. I don't really know because she looked a lot older than him. But
okay.
No judgments made. I don't know.
Sure.
No judgments. Whatever.
Okay.
They're of a Latin descent. Not that it really matters, but I think it does play into the story a little bit, which is why I'm bringing it up. They were under the impression that they're buying it for her. She drives an e-bike currently, but she wants something with more power because she's driving an e-bike and it goes like 50 kilometers an hour. And she's like, how fast will this go? And I said, it can go on the highway. It'll do 120, no problem. Okay. Do I need a license for this?
Yeah.
The listeners can't see my eyes, but I'm just like, yes, you need a license for this.
It goes that fast. You do.
Yes. Does it need to be safetied? Yes. Like, these are all things that
you take the ownership over. Like,
yes. I'm like, do you have a motorcycle license? No.
Goodbye.
And they're like, how much is insurance? And I don't understand why anybody even asked this question.
Are you an insurance salesman?
Have you seen my face? Clearly. Because I'm a scammer. So I was like, again, everything, it doesn't apply, it doesn't transfer. It is dependent on where you live, how you store it, your driving
history,
record,
how long you've been driving for. Yeah,
everything. It doesn't. But I'm like, this is what my father-in-law pays, so fine. Anyways, we went through the whole thing, and then it starts getting into, okay, how do I get my license? So then I had to explain, okay, you have to go and you write your test. It's this much money. Then you have to go and do a course. And then you have 3 months. You have 3 months for your M1. Then you have to get your M2 within 6 months and that kind of stuff. They explained the whole process.
Yeah, you wasted your time.
And then they lowball me. Like, okay, we want it. They want this. They lowball me. I'm like, listen, I can't go that low. Anyways, I give them my price. They gave me their price. And that was it. I said, okay, we'll think about it and we'll let you know. All right. Back and forth. And I'm just, and they said, can we test ride it? And I was like, do you have I said in my ad, test rides are available with full cash amount in hand, right? You can't just come and ride it.
Yeah.
And now I know you have no license.
That's the other thing I was going to say. Yeah.
So they're like, I was like, do you have the cash? Well, no. I'm like, well, then I can't let you ride it. Well, how do we know if we're going to like it? How do we know it works? I'm like, well, I can ride it. Like, I'll get on it. I'll ride it around the block and you can see that it works. I'm not trying to scam you, but I can't let you just drive.
You don't even have the money. Just stop asking questions.
Yeah. So they said, okay, we'll think about it and we'll let you know. All right, fine. So I don't know. An hour and a half later. I can't believe
it doesn't end there.
I know. It should. It should end there.
It should have ended there. Yeah.
An hour and a half later, I get an offer for between their price, halfway between their price and my price.
Great.
It's within $50. It doesn't matter. I'm like, fine. I said, sure, I will take that.
Okay.
At this point, I'm gonna kick. Excuse me, I don't know, a frog in my throat today.
So they realize they have to pay tax when they change the ownership over.
You would think, yes. I don't know what
they bought a car before, because if you never bought a car before, you may not know that. But
anyways, not my problem. I'm going to jump over into our I'm going to read our conversation because it devolves quite quickly. So I apologize, but it just gets really good. So they say, hi, we have a budget, but we are interested in the scooter. Our offer is blank. And if you accept, I'm going to read it how he writes it as well. So expect a little bit of broken English.
Great.
So the reason I bring up the Latin descent is because she may know how to ride a scooter, because a lot of overseas countries, you can just buy a scooter and ride it, no license to whatever. You have your car license, you can ride a scooter, you can ride anything. That's how it was when I lived in Africa. You didn't even need a license. You just hop on a scooter and go. So she may know how to ride it already.
Sure. But knowing how and being legally allowed is very different.
Very different. And I don't think that they knew the difference of this. And so they're just like, well, I know how to ride it. Can I ride it? No, because you don't have a license, and I don't know that you know how to ride it.
Yeah, and you don't have insurance. You're not insured. So if you go right now and crash into somebody, who's responsible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insurance I wasn't too worried about, because I'm just like, again, the bike is off of insurance right now anyway. Like,
yeah, but if they had their own car insurance, would it not follow?
I would imagine they showed up with car insurance, so if they crashed it, they would. But that's the whole reason that's why you give me the cash. So if you crash it,
agreed. Yeah.
This is normal transactional procedure, right? That's what when I bought my motorbike, same thing. I had to go with cash. I don't think I had the full amount. I had half the amount because I was going to put a down payment on it.
Mm-hmm.
So here's half the money. Can I just take it up and down the street just to see how it feels? He reluctantly agreed, but he agreed because I had cash. This person not. Anyways, Ricardo says, if you accept, we can pay you by e-transfer after you do the delivery to my house. Please let me know. They didn't live far away. I offered to deliver it to them just because they're going to have to. I wasn't sure if they were just
surprising you that with
No.
Okay.
And so within 15 minutes, I wrote back. I'm like, okay, I will accept that. Do you want me to deliver tonight? By the way, I'm not available tomorrow night, which would be Thursday. Next morning, didn't answer me that whole night. Next morning, of the Thursday that I'm not available, he writes me, hi, thanks for accepting the offer. Can you deliver the motorcycle this Friday after 5 p.m.? My wife can pay you by e-transfer if you accept. Please, tomorrow, send me a message 2 hours before, and I will share the address. Thanks. They're not willing to tell me where they live yet. I write back, tomorrow after 5 p.m. is good. It was Thursday.
You're delivering it. They should damn well tell you where they are, so you know how far you're going. But anyway,
Yeah.
They can say close, and that means, within an hour away, 5 minutes away. Yeah.
So this was like, I say 11 a.m. I was like, tomorrow after 5 p.m. is good. Anytime in particular, you can send me the address anytime. Like, what works for you? Like, give me some info. Don't just say 2 hours before when. Like, okay, what time works for you? I'm trying to be courteous here.
Too nice.
Also super scammy right now. At 1 p.m. so within 2 hours, I get this message. Hi, we decided do not buy the motorcycle. Reason is very difficult to buy a vehicle that is not allowed to test. And if the buyer wants to test, it is necessary to pay for the vehicle before testing. And more when is as is. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm very surprised Josh has not blocked them after the first day, first conversation when they first talked to you, and then again now. Because you are usually no bullshit, just block somebody.
Yes, but I'm trying to sell this for my father-in-law, so I'm bending over a little bit more backwards than I would normally.
Yeah,
because I'm selling it for someone else.
Risks too,
and we just haven't had a whole lot of interest in the bike. So
other than the 300 messages, but no one following up.
But this person actually showed up and gave an offer, and so I was like, okay, I was ready to walk away, but I'm like, I will humor a little bit and try to close this deal.
Next time you won't.
Next time I won't. So I wrote back, okay, but please understand that I cannot give over a vehicle to someone who is not even licensed to ride it, especially motorbikes. If crash can ride off the vehicle. To pay for it in advance is just as a liability. If you pay for it, then take it for a test ride and don't like it, then I will give you your money back. Right? Standard operational transactional procedure. An hour later, we can give you the money, but first we can give you the money, but you first sign a paper indicating that after the test, if the buyer is not satisfied, you return the money, which is what I just said. But now he wants me to sign a piece of paper to say that I'll do it. So I wrote back, that's fine. Again, I'm agreeing with him that I will do what he's asked me to do.
Another fine. Ridiculous request, but yes. Sure.
I said, that's fine. But you will also then sign a piece of paper that if any damage is caused during the test ride, the money will not be returned and you will purchase the bike as agreed. Then he writes back almost immediately. This is the fastest message I ever got back from him. He said, this is not a transaction. This is a comedy. No one guarantees me that you can't invent damage after the test. Thanks a lot. If you want to sell the vehicle, be polite. Give the buyer possibilities and not barriers. Josh is a scammer, everyone. Josh is a scammer.
I always knew it.
I'm trying to scam him. I'm just going to invent damage on his bike.
Whatever.
The bike is still.
They weren't going to be happy with it no matter what anyway. Just forget about it.
He just seemed very non-trust. I don't know what I did to give him this impression that I'm not trustworthy. I think it's just
maybe your price is too good or something. That I can see that being the case, but no, you said it's priced right around or slightly above value. I don't know.
I agreed to his price. I agreed to his price. I agreed to deliver it for him to him when he wanted. He wants all these, but I'm providing barriers for him. I need to provide possibilities.
Yes.
Anyways, I was
also deliver possibilities.
I was livid. This all happened on my wife's birthday, and so it was just like I was trying to deal with birthday stuff, and then dealing with this really shitty person who was causing a lot of problems.
You would have been better off just blocking him.
I didn't even respond to that message. I literally just blocked him right after that. I blocked and left the chat. I'm like, this is ridiculous. You can't. There has to be some sort of level of trust when you're buying a used vehicle. And I understand there's a lot of scammers out there, but at the same time, everything has been laid out. I've not changed.
He wants you to trust him, but he doesn't want to trust you.
He doesn't want to trust me.
Exactly. Silly. It's silly. It's pointless. He wasn't going to buy it anyway.
Who knows? So
yeah, I don't think it was.
Just in general, trying to buy things on Facebook, or people trying to buy things from me as well. I've had a lot of people just message me, and then that's it. That's all I get with the scooter. Hundreds of people, or just items. there's been times when I'm trying to buy things and I send a message and I never get a response. Or I get a response however later and now it's not available. Or the one, actually, when you were up in Barrie, I was going to Guelph and there was a brand new DVD VCR combo.
Okay.
Like brand new in the box, still sealed. And the person wanted not that much money for it. And I was like, sure, I'll get that. It's like,
yeah, there's a VCR I want you to pick up for me in Guelph too. No. I just remembered the price is too high.
I was there. I was like, I can come tomorrow. Great. She's like, great. Can you come for 11 a.m.? I'm like, the earliest I can come is the afternoon. Does that work? She's like, let me know when you're here. Fine. So I was there. I messaged and said, hey, can I come? Ready to do it? And all I get back is a message saying, I'm not available this afternoon. Well, you could have just freaking told me this yesterday. Like, why did I waste my time?
She didn't even know, I bet.
No. I was just like, this is ridiculous. I don't understand why people aren't. Why don't people want to sell things? I'm trying to give you my money and they don't want it. Or
shut up and take my money.
This is sellers creating barriers. That's a seller creating barrier. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Getting very frustrated. I
didn't notice.
Just a little bit. All right, what's next on your list? I've been talking a lot.
Have you ever gone to a urinal and just whip it out, start peeing, and put your hands on your hips and stand there in public urinal or a urinal with other people around?
Are you asking for yourself or for a friend?
A guy at work. I walked into the bathroom. He's just standing there all proud with his hands on his hips, chest out, taking a leak, hands on his hips. I'm like, hold on to it. Like,
yeah.
Are you not keeping your underwear away from it? Did you pull your pants down? I don't understand what you did here. I don't know if I don't want to know, but I also really want to understand.
I want to understand the physics of this. Can I see your hip holding and up you a cell phone use?
Oh? Yeah. Well, like talking on the phone?
Nope.
Because I saw that today too. Like loudly chatting on the phone while peeing.
Someone in the movie theater, I was peeing, someone came up beside, same thing, pants down, and then immediately both hands up to the face like this on their phone, boop, 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 peeing. I'm like, what's going on here?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't understand. It was very weird. I came out and told my friends, I'm like, that guy just like, no hand in the pee out there. That was a no-hander.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
While holding his phone.
While holding his phone. Double fisting his phone. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Again, what's the motivation here? I don't understand the hands on the hips. I don't understand the phone in the hands.
Power move.
I've peed with a phone in one hand, but that's like, all right, I'm being stupid and I'm being ridiculous here. I know that, but I wouldn't do that in a bathroom, a public bathroom or a bathroom of a whatever, movie theater, office, whatever. Yeah. I'm not going. Yeah. Ay.
All right, what's next? We're gonna move off this journal talk.
I have movies.
You're on the movies already. Goodness.
Yeah, I have no update for the N64 challenge.
I was gonna ask.
As you may have guessed. I'm not gonna lie. If this TV had SCART in, I might have hooked that up by now.
Too bad you don't have an N64 with HDMI out. You know, like just.
This doesn't have HDMI in.
Your big ass TV does.
I just meant to use this monitor, this new TV, and try it out.
But that new N64 you spent hundreds of dollars on. Be damned. I don't need to test that out.
I kind of tested it once.
Worthwhile investment.
It'll be with me forever.
Sure.
By the time I play it, HDMI will be gone.
Yeah, we'll be on the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Guess we're going into movies.
I can't remember anything else. I know I did other stuff, but I didn't write it down, so it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's fair.
I watched Ricky Stenicki
Ricky Stenicki? Yeah, okay.
with John Cena and Zac Efron and other people. It was pretty fun.
Is that on Disney?
Disney? I don't think that's Disney. It's very not Disney. Oh, it was on a service, but I don't think I watched it on a service.
Okay.
Plex.
Okay. That service.
Yeah, I can't remember where I watched or where it was available. Oh, Prime. Yeah, it's Prime.
Prime, okay. The other P.
Yes. Yeah, the other. What? Yeah, it's dirty. It's funny. Sometimes clever. I like John Cena a lot. Like, I swear he needs to just do an Ernest movie already. He's got the same jawline.
Ernest after prison.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Ricky Stenicki. It's pretty damn funny.
Heard good
John Cena in all kinds of costumes and singing dirty songs about masturbation and yeah,
sounds good.
and then pretending to be someone else. Basically, these guys make up a friend to blame everything on when they're kids, and they just carry that into adulthood, and then they need to find a person to be that guy. So that's how the movie is set up essentially.
Yep, I've heard good things. It's on my list. Haven't got there yet.
You watch anything, or should I continue listing things?
How many you got?
1, 2, 3 left of movies that are not cagey.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we can go back and forth then. I watched at Easter time, because it was Easter, The Book of Clarence. I don't know if you know this book.
What? It's like a Book of Mormon?
No. I did note the similarity though.
Well, and the cover is like the Last Supper with Jesus.
Yes. So I didn't realize how topical it would have been because we literally watched it on Easter Sunday. Or a Saturday,
Okay.
whatever it was. Yeah, it's just kind of like an alternate Jesus story where it's instead of Jesus, it's Clarence. Clarence sees Jesus and all the fame that he has, and he doesn't pay for anything. And Clarence is running us, and she's like, "I'm a Messiah. I'm a prophet." And so he becomes that.
It's called Life of Brian.
Kind of, yes. So it's another. I don't like using the term, but I have to. It's another black comedy, literally.
But also dark comedy is what you're trying to say?
A little
like it's
bit.
dark humor? Okay.
A little bit, not as much, but it's
Okay.
just in that style. It's kind of like a Tyler Perry comedy, not as Tyler Perry-ish, but it's definitely meant for a certain demographic. I found it entertaining and at parts, but I didn't find it overall very entertaining. Just because it gets at the end, it gets real.
I really like the concept of someone looking on to Jesus and trying to take some of that fame or try and be that same kind of thing. I like that idea. I really like that idea.
And that's what I wanted out of the movie. And the beginning of the movie is that, but then it turns into something else at the end. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Does it feel like they're trying to shoehorn in a story, like a meaning, a lesson to learn or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, very much.
And that could be the writer. Looks like writer and director is the same guy.
Yeah, I think it was them trying to be like, oh, this is kind of blasphemous, so we're gonna make it not so blasphemous at the end.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
But again, there are some funny parts. Some really funny parts. But wouldn't necessarily call it a recommendation.
He's only written and directed 4 things. And one of them is Jay-Z Legacy. Short film. Huh. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Well, up until you talked about the end, I was ready to watch it.
Watch the first half. That's the best.
I can't not finish it.
You watch it on your phone anyway. You're not gonna pay attention. Just put it.
Well, I can pay attention and watch on my phone. All right. Well, I watched a biographical comedy drama film about GameStop stocks and Reddit called Dumb Money. It was really good.
Okay.
Really good.
I saw I talked about it last episode about, the YouTube clips that make you watch movies.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of this movie and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was a movie yet. But
yeah, like Pete Davidson's in it. He plays the main guy's brother, Vincent D'Onofrio, and Nick Offerman, and Seth Rogen was in it, and tons of famous people, all playing real characters in this story that's based on a real story.
Yeah.
About how this guy basically thought that Wall Street was shorting GameStop stock unjustifiably, and he put that out there, and everybody on this Wall Street Bets Reddit group pretty much said, yeah, you're probably right. And he bought into it, and then people started buying into it and just shot the price up and made Wall Street people really panic.
Rightfully so.
It's pretty cool. I like it. I had friends who were doing it when this happened. Like I had my cousin, one of my best friends, Rob, was buying GameStop stock for this. Rob, I remember he bought in early and he sold because he was riding it just for the income. He's like, screw it. I can see this going up. I'm buying in and I'm selling when it's safe. And then my cousin bought in and was like, diamond hands, doing the whole everything, like trying to be cool. So I don't know if he ever made money on it or not, but
yeah. If I had a stock account, I would have bought in, but I don't.
That's the other thing is I did not have one either. Otherwise I would have. No, me neither. I never will. It's pointless to me. You can't predict it. My buddy Rob does it a lot. Yeah. My buddy Rob does it a lot. He does penny stocks, and that's like his side job that he does and makes good money doing it. But he's also got like 3 apps that he pays for service fees on to keep track of trending history of stocks and crap like that. So it's a lot of overhead for something to get into new. Yeah. He's been doing it for years now, but yeah.
I remember there's my wife's cousins have like an investment group, and they do the same thing where they meet. They kind of did it as like a joke at first, but they meet. I don't know if they're still doing it actually, but it's like once a month you meet, or once a quarter or whatever. You have to come up in. You have to wear a suit to the business meeting.
Okay.
And they invest in penny stocks together. You chip in $50 a quarter kind of thing. And,
okay.
Yeah.
He's doing penny stocks, but like tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Investments. Yeah.
They weren't anywhere near that. They were just doing
yeah.
They're doing a couple $100 a quarter kind of thing. So
yeah. Like I said, he started small. He's been doing it so long that now he takes bigger risks, and he's built money up to like money that he's made a profit. It's now free money, so why not try it on the next thing and learn from it? So yeah. One time I asked him to teach me, and he's just like, nah, I'm not gonna mix business and pleasure. I'm not gonna try to teach you and then you lose everything or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, and I don't have time to bother anyway. So forget I said anything. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, last episode I talked about watching Warrior.
Yeah.
The MMA UFC movie. I wanted a little bit more, and I heard about this other one with Kevin James called Here Comes the Boom.
Okay.
So I got that. It's on Plex. Same kind of idea as Warrior, just a little bit more goofy. Like they need to raise money for the school, and so they do that. It's got Kevin James, Henry Winkler, and Salma Hayek in it. So it's good.
Those 3 alone will make me pretty much watch anything.
Exactly. So it's pretty funny. A little bit. I wouldn't say it's not as violent. Like if you're looking for like fight, they kind of skip over the fights and kind of get to the main point of it. So, but it was good. I watched it.
Did I tell you? Do you remember the movie I told you about where Henry Winkler was a wrestler?
I remember you talking about it, but I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah. Oh, man. I forget what it's called. He's the cover. He looks like Ric Flair, basically, on the cover. Now I can't remember what it's called. And it's old, but it's something about him being like the one, maybe it's called. No. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll find it eventually because it'll bother me, but he has a big, long IMDb.
The one and only?
Yes, that's it. Yep. Basically throws his wife away. Yeah, I couldn't remember the term. Anyway, did you watch any of the other stuff that I told you to watch from last time? And that I sent you a reminder on? My Name is Earl, I sent you, and there was something else I sent you too. What was it?
The Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams.
Yes, Electric Dreams.
I've downloaded it, but I haven't watched it. I did watch through
Black Mirror?
Black Mirror, and it was very good. It was very good.
Was that where the Salma Hayek episode was?
Yes. That was like episode 1 or 2 or something. It was very
Was it? Okay. Yeah, that was pretty. I really enjoyed that. Like, it was ridiculous at first, but then they made it fun. They did a good job.
Yeah, and just it carries over and carries over. Yeah.
Exactly. It was so good. The reveals was good.
I found the whole season. There wasn't an episode that I was like,
no, agreed. Yeah, I know.
This was a very
and there were several. I'm like, wow, it's so good. Like several of them that I was thinking about days and days after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel it. The Electric Dreams is definitely still up there. I just haven't had time.
Okay.
I've been making other priorities, I should say. It is a priority, but I'll get there.
Whereas My Name is Earl, not a priority.
I don't know. I've never really been.
You should watch season 1, and that's fine. Okay. If you feel like watching season 2 after that, go ahead. But I would not push that show to the end. It tapers off at the end. It's like they ran out of ideas. There's still bits and pieces that are good, but overall, it's not the same show it started out as.
Yeah.
But it started so good. Sure. Wakey wakey, hands off Snakey. That's from that show. That's what we talked about last month, where he said your lookalike, the guy who was really fat and then got muscular now. That actor,
Ethan Suplee,
yeah, he's Earl's brother on that movie or on that show, and he I think Earl says that to him, or he says it to her. No, Earl says it to him. Wakey wakey, hands off Snakey. I can't see that guy without thinking of that saying. So good.
I'm still watching other shows. I'm still watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. Still watching The Wonder Years. And my wife and I actually started watching House of the Dragon, which is the next Game of Thrones prequel.
Yes, I've heard of the thing.
We're only one episode in, so that was 2 weeks ago we watched it. We haven't gone back to it yet. So. Clearly, it's very good.
Sure, I'm sure I'll take your word for it.
I'm sure it'll get better.
I last month I think I told you I watched some season 1 episode 1s of a couple series just to see if they're any good. So this time I was looking for something. I think some show that I know. I can't remember what it was. One of the off-road shows. And I came across some other off-roading shows and checked out season 1, episode 1 of one called Mud, Love, and Rednecks. It's not great, but it's not bad. And then one called Mud, Sweat, and Gears. And it has the guy, remember Fifth Gear, the TV show?
Yeah.
Do you remember the younger guy with the dark hair? Like soul patch? Anyway, he's on this show, and it's basically Monster Garage, but not as good. And that guy and another guy who I don't know, but is probably some famous guy, they basically just take cars and make them do things they're not supposed to do. Like in this episode, they took Camaro, I think, or no, Firebird and a Jaguar and made them into cop cars and then compete with each other and do silly mods to them and stuff. I also watched one called Mud Madness, which was kind of like about ATV and side-by-side competitions. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like there might be some fake drama there or something like that. Kind of felt weird. I might watch more of it just to see, because there was enough characters and it looked like it was neat, but they don't get into any of the technical stuff anyway. So I watched those.
Derek's not about that drama.
No, I'm not. Not made
You're
up.
watching
drama.
all these. You can watch F1 Drives to Survive. I'm just saying. Watch an episode. Watch an episode.
I forgot to actually write down. I watched Fallout.
Okay.
The entire series.
Okay.
And it was awesome. You ever
you
played the
the
games? So I never played number 1, number 2. I actually remember, I think years and years ago, I had asked for like a Red Alert game, Red Alert 2, I think, for my birthday. Because we had Red Alert, and I asked for Red Alert 2. My aunt, I think, told my mom she was getting it for me. And then my aunt went to the store and instead got me a totally different game.
Okay.
I think she got me Fallout 2, if I recall.
Okay.
And she was always, this is my cousin Justin's mom, she was always into story games. And I'm just never have been into story games. And I'm pretty sure that was her trying to like get me into it. She loves Police Quest and Space Quest and those games and King's Quest. But I was like, no, I don't. This is the one time I ever remember saying, no, I don't want this. Please take it back. And I don't know how old I was. I just remember kind of feeling bad about it. I think I was probably like 10 years old or something like that. But yeah, I was just like, no, I really wanted this other game. I think that was Fallout 2 that she bought me. But anyway, I played Fallout 3 a long time ago, but I think I didn't stick with it, then came back to it with cheats and really had fun playing around. And Fallout 4, I think, same thing, if I recall correctly. Played with cheats. And that's it. But I played a lot of Fallout 4, right? I'm sure Fallout 4 was where, was it 3 or 4 that they added the VAT system in the base building? I don't know.
Sounds like 4. I don't. Base building. I remember a lot of people talking about it 4. I haven't played the game, so I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Add settlement building options. Oh, New Vegas. All right, that's terrible Google search.
Anyways,
I don't know. Anyway,
it's a good show.
So I get a lot of the references, not all of them, but like the show is fun. They did a good job. They made it similar to the show to the game, but they made it its own thing as well in telling the stories, and they made it a lot of flashbacks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and the aesthetic was great, and
that's where I would want it. That's my interest in it, is seeing the aesthetic and the stories and how it is kind of separate.
So much gore, like tons of gore.
So. Yeah, I haven't played the games. Maybe watching the show would make me want to play the games. I did just find Fallout 4 at Value Village in Guelph for $2.99, so I did buy that on Xbox One. I don't know if you saw it. So I posted it on Twitter. I posted a pickup video, and then I posted it to YouTube as a YouTube short. I was like, let me put it on a YouTube short and see if it gains any traction. Immediately got a dislike. I was like, well, I guess I'm not doing that.
Oh my god. Hey, dislikes are engagement. That counts.
I know. But it's just like, I was just like, oh, I haven't done anything in years. And
what did you even need to do a short? Like, how did you actually get a short posted? Because I was like, I'm going to post this as a short. Wouldn't give me the option. Maybe it was too long of a video. I was trying to do it on PC.
A minute.
A minute maximum?
Yeah. So you do on your YouTube app, you just open it. At the bottom there's a plus sign. And it's just short, and you can just record and go.
Okay.
Or if you can record one earlier than that, you can just attach from your gallery, and then you just
which is essentially what I want to do, but I wanted to do it on the PC since it was an edited edited gameplay from Fortnite. My son keeps encouraging me to post my Fortnite gameplay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. On our
PC, I don't know. I just
Gamer Dorks. Yeah.
Gamer Dorks.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, anyways, you can go to my Twitter feed, and you can see my YouTube.
Yeah, I have to.
Pickups.
Maybe not right now.
It's a minute, and I got a bunch of games, and that was all from Value Village in Guelph, and that's what I'm talking about. It's been very good to me lately. So.
Yeah, should probably go there.
Good.
Now I'm checking my
I guess
stats on YouTube for Gamer Dorks.
Before we move on with what we've been watching.
Yeah.
I played a game.
Gasp.
On my new, because I'm addicted to these things now. My new little emulation handheld. Another one.
What's this one?
This is an Anbernic.
I like the
RG.
clear plastic.
I figured you'd like that. Yes.
Yeah.
An Anbernic RG35XXH, which means horizontal.
That all went right out my other ear. It's gone.
I know, it's a bunch of numbers. So this is the regular one that I had before, and this is just like the horizontal version of it.
Oh, okay.
But
it has dual joysticks, yeah.
Yes. So they released this one. This is like the base. They released another version of this called like the Plus. And
okay.
So this is like basically the Plus, just horizontal. That's all it is.
Gotcha.
So and it plays Dreamcast games. Pretty sweet.
Huh.
And PlayStation 1.
I have a Dreamcast for that. But I don't use it.
Yes, exactly. Anyways, so I turned it on, and there is it comes with a bunch of games on it. I bought the one with the card. There is a emulation core there for a console called the Pico 8. What do you know about the Pico 8?
Like the Pico.
Not the Sega Pico. Not the Sega Pico. It's just the Pico 8. The Pico 8 is a completely made up fantasy console. It exists only as a software, but you create games for it. And I believe the file size is like kilobytes for games. Like they're basically stored in like PNGs. So it's basically like 8-bit games, but they animate so nicely. It's like 8-bit games at 60 frames a second. Frames, or whatever. So I played Celeste, which I'm sure everyone's heard of. Celeste actually originated as a Pico 8 game jam game.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then
I
later
really
got
like
ported.
The idea of game jams.
Later got ported to Switch and other consoles as a full release. But this is how it showed up. So I played the original release. It's only 30 levels, which isn't too much. It's hard. It's a lot of jumping and double jumping, and it's very Meat Boy. And plus, die and try again. Immediate restart, go again.
I like the idea of the smaller games forcing you to come up with unique things.
Yes.
Like unique, fun gameplay as opposed to focusing on graphics or focusing on a crazy story or whatever that is that's detracting from just unique new gameplay.
Yes.
And it's part of the reason I wanted to try the Playdate. I wanted to try one, but it was just pre-order and expensive and
very
shipping
expensive.
from the US and all that crap.
Import fees. Yeah, it's expensive. But yeah, man. Yep. You can play Pico 8 games for free in your browser. Just hook up a controller and play. You can play on your keyboard, I'm sure. But
I bought a controller today.
I'm going through the games on Pico 8 and I've been having fun. They're animated very well. I played a Breakout game, and I don't ever play Breakout games, but I played it because it sounded nice, it controlled nice, it animated very smoothly.
I would absolutely play a Breakout game any day.
So, Pico 8.
I bought a controller today.
Ooh.
I bought this controller, which is the Gully kit, which is that company that made the no drift joysticks, Hall effect sticks for the Switch and the Steam Deck.
Okay.
They came out with their own controller, and I found this one today on Facebook Marketplace. No, Kijiji, and he was asking $40. I said, "Would you take $30?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And I went and picked it up today on my lunch break. So It's a Bluetooth controller. It has connectivity for Android or iOS, Windows, Switch, and probably more, but I haven't even checked the manual yet. But it does have, my son pointed out, the layout of Switch buttons, not Xbox, which is annoying sometimes, but you know.
Yeah. That's the one thing about, so even this Anbernic that I have, it has Switch layout buttons as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it adheres to like A is accept, B is back, even though Xbox is the other way.
Mm-hmm.
But same thing. This thing will emulate PSP fairly nicely. But same thing as like press X. You have to know that X is the bottom button.
Yeah.
PSP, that kind of thing. So.
Yep.
But it is cool. I think that's any kind of emulation handheld. My Retroid is the same way. It's a Switch layout. Um, any of these emulation handhelds are really going to be that way. The Retroid, at least you can, in the software, you can tell it, I want Xbox layout. You can tell it, I want the bottom button to be accept.
Yeah, an 8-bit DOS, you can do a software, like there's a way to press a button combination to switch it, but
okay.
I haven't tried it.
I've just come around and I'm just using Switch stuff now until I forget.
Yeah. So. That's pretty much it. I'm trying to figure out which controller it even is that I have sitting here in front of me because I'm not clear which model it is. It looks to me like it might be an older model. It doesn't matter. It's either the King Kong 2 Pro or it's the Zen Pro.
I've heard good things about. I've heard the King Kong. I've heard a lot of people talk about that one.
Okay, it looks like the Zen Pro to me. Just based on the color combination, they don't have one with black buttons and white plastic, except in the Zen Pro. Anyway, I tried it out just to make sure it worked, and it worked good. So I want to use it.
You could use it like me on Helldivers 2.
Yeah, I don't use a controller on Helldivers 2, but I have been playing a little bit of Helldivers 2. Not as much as I want to, but
I want to play more too.
Yeah, we'll play together.
We actually did play together once.
We did.
Almost twice.
Is it only once? Oh my god.
I know. Almost twice. But Helldivers is hella fun.
It is fun. I also
Are you
played
glad that I convinced you to
Expeditions.
spend the money?
You did say we'd play together.
We did.
We did once.
We fill the contractual obligation.
Yeah, 3 weeks later.
We'll still play.
Oh boy. Oh boy. We better. I gotta flip this table.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
I want to see that. I'm not playing with you.
This would be a really bad table to flip, I'm telling you right now.
Would be.
There's too much crap on here.
Yeah, Helldivers good. I played with some friends who are very way higher level than me. They're like in the 50s.
Yeah.
And they just kind of carry the mission, and I just pop along. Hi guys, I'm here to fight the war. And yeah, do my thing and piggyback. I just piggyback. It's fun. We played one mission that was kind of. It was actually very fun. It was kind of like a horde mission, where you have to defend a spot.
Okay.
But it wasn't.
Yes.
But it wasn't like some missions where you just drop in and everything's attacking. You just have to hold it for a certain time and then get out. This was actually like wave based, so it's like wave 1, they come and you're in you're one thing and you know where they're coming from. You set up your defenses, and you attack, and they attack in waves. So it was different than the other ones. Anyways, it was very fun. That was the only mission we've done like that. But it was kind of like turret central. So for anyone who doesn't know Helldivers, it's very Starship Troopers.
Yep.
You go to planets and fight for democracy and kill the bugs and kill the robots and hurrah, hurrah, we win. It's different because you call in what they call stratagems, which is basically like supplies or backup or ammunition. And by doing that, you have to input different codes. So if you need like a resupply, it's up, down, left, right. You know, right, left, up. You know, and then it pulls a grenade. I don't know if that's actually what it is. I don't remember. And then it basically pulls a grenade. It pops a grenade or a marker. You throw the marker down, and then your spaceship drops the supplies where your marker is. We played a lot of Helldivers 1, and this is where a lot of the like team kills would come, because you drop a beacon, and then that thing would come down to you. Yes, because you're a cheater.
I have a Stream Deck with the buttons to do the button combinations on it.
Which I tried to do on my computer because I also have macros. But
you tried to do. I'm a dirty cheater. Yeah, well, at least I'm not a dirty reseller.
The dirty scammer. I'm just a scammer.
Scammer. Josh the scammer.
So, anyways, so yeah, you would drop stuff down, and it would like it's 100% like friendly fire is on. If you walk in front of somebody shooting, you will get shot. You will die. You kill your friends. You drop bombs on your friends. So it's a lot of communication. Like, oh, we're hitting an outpost. I'm dropping an airstrike. Everyone get out of the base so I can drop my airstrike and not kill everybody. But yeah, it's a lot of that, and it's a lot of chaos, but it is a lot of fun.
Yep.
If you have Helldivers and want to play, please let us know. We have it on Steam. It is crossplay with PlayStation, I believe. So get it somewhere. Let us know, and let's play.
Yeah, do it. Make Josh play more.
Now I have time. Taxes are done.
Yeah. Well, what else do I have? I watched a...
Oh, yeah, back to movies.
Yeah.
That's a good tangent.
We got tangent on TV shows and then on video games. I watched Operation Mincemeat, which I had already listened to a really good podcast about. Brian Brushwood has a really good podcast called World's Greatest Scam, and every season he does like a topic of some of the greatest scams throughout the world or throughout history, and one of them was Operation Mincemeat, which was a military operation by the British secret whatever the heck, and basically the idea was to trick Hitler into thinking we weren't going to attack. Now I can't remember where. Anyway, D-Day, basically, to trick them into to not defend on D-Day, basically. Yeah. And I think that the impression is that it basically made them win the war. So it's pretty cool. It's very, and it wasn't declassified until 1996, I believe it was. No one even knew this had happened. And this is, anyway, the story of how it happened. I think Brian Brushwood's podcast did a better job explaining it. I think Cautionary Tales also did a podcast of it too. But the movie is, I think, made to be like a movie. It's made to be more entertaining than it is factual.
I think I started watching this on Netflix, and then trying to remember. I think I got through like some of it, and then I gave up. I think I.
Yeah, you better off listening to the podcast. The podcast was so well done.
Yeah.
So well done. Yeah.
Yeah, I got 69 minutes into it.
Nice. Did you get distracted? Never mind.
Not even a joke. Literally 69 minutes.
Oh boy, oh boy.
All right. I watched a movie called The Overnight.
The Overnight, eh?
It stars Adam Scott, Jason Schwartzman.
I thought you were going to say Adam Driver again.
What's her name? Taylor. I think it's Taylor something. She's from Orange is the New Black.
Okay, I recognize that dude, and I recognize that dude. Oh, geez.
So this was one, I forget where I heard about it. I think I was listening to a podcast, and someone's just like, oh, a lot of movies aren't funny these days. And they said, what's the last funny movie you watched? And they said, I watched The Overnight, and it was the last, like, couldn't stop laughing kind of movie. I'm like, okay.
That's good.
So I added it to my list. And I didn't watch anything about it, but the cover is a little bit provocative. So
Adam Scott was the guy whose name I was trying to think of 3 weeks ago.
That's true. Yes. So it was very, very topical. That it
yeah.
Comes up now. This was one that I had Craig over, and so we were just trying to find something to do. And so I was like, oh, this movie, let's watch this.
See,
no idea about it.
Plex let me add this to my watch later. Like some movies, it's no problem at all. This one, nope, there's no watch later checkbox or icon.
You're not allowed.
No, this is ridiculous.
Parental supervision.
Oh, so dumb.
Yeah, it's called The Overnight for a reason. I think people can probably figure out what that means. It's without. I'm not trying to say much to spoil it. It's very. Man, I don't even know what to say.
You're not saying much at all.
No, I can't really say much. It's about basically a new couple moves into town. They're trying to. They don't really know anybody. They get invited to another couple's house for dinner, and things devolve from there. There's the pitch.
The plot says a family play date becomes increasingly interesting as the night goes on.
It's very funny if you're not opposed to crude humor. It's sparked a few gifs that I send to my friends now, and they're very awkward but hilarious. And you could, if you ever watch the movie, I bet you know exactly the moment that I clipped for a gif.
Okay.
If you watch it.
Yeah, I want to now. I like the humor idea of it.
There you go. That's my pitch. By the way, all these are being added to my not so special movie list.
What?
That's right.
I need to do that, actually. I keep forgetting to do that.
Putting them on. So I'm just kind of like, I'm adding stuff as I need, and then I'm, as I get to it, like if say I watch I double up on a letter, then I can get more points, and I move it over.
For sure,
so I'm doing my movie title, but I'm also keeping track of how many of a certain letter that I watch. So far, and C, I've watched a lot of B and C movies. For some reason.
Okay.
So.
All right.
I just moved those into another. I made an extra column. Track of them. But I'm currently up to 41 points.
That's ridiculous.
I know it's not that much.
I think I'm at 31 and I haven't even finished adding them all. What's going on?
All right. Well, you're up next for movies, so
I don't know if Bill says this doesn't count, but I've seen it before anyway. It doesn't matter. We were testing the TVs as we were working on them, and he constantly had oh my God, True Lies playing on the tape. Okay. So we watched True Lies through, quote unquote, like at least 7 times, but we had no audio on, and it was often off, and we usually only paid attention to the stripping scene. But aside from that, I swear I'd seen the movie, but I don't know it well enough to say that I've actually seen it. So I don't think I've actually seen it before. I don't know. It's like one of those ones that I've seen like in the background on or something like that. Or maybe I started it one time and never made it in.
It's good. It's a good Arnie movie. That's one of the Arnie movies I made my wife watch. I'm like, she doesn't like Arnold Schwarzenegger. She doesn't like a lot of the people that I like, apparently. She doesn't like Nicolas Cage. She doesn't like Arnold Schwarzenegger. She doesn't like Stallone. She doesn't like... The list goes on. I'm like, no, I have to show you the movies that he's actually good in. That it works. It works as this character because of this.
What did I just do?
True Lies doesn't count. What else did you watch?
Yeah. So I watched... Why did I have this? I swear I just added something. Now I don't see it. But anyway, I watched Fargo.
The movie?
The movie.
Ah, the Coen brothers.
For the first time ever.
Good one. It's a good one.
It's pretty good.
It
was not at all what I expected this movie to be.
What did you expect it to be?
I was expecting much bigger and way more almost forced funny.
Okay.
Because it has such a, I don't know, cult aesthetic or...
Yeah.
Like, I just expected way more. And it's not bad, it's good. But I just expected it to be much different than it was.
Yeah. There's one thing with the Coen brothers. Like, they usually tell pretty tight, concise stories, right? They don't do grand stuff that often. It's usually here's a slice of life, boom, go. So
yeah, but it was an exceptional story, like a not a common thing, right? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's also funny, but it's serious. Like, what they're talking about is not funny, but the circumstances around it are funny. So
yes, exactly. Circumstances.
I do like the Coen brothers, how they mix those two together, how they can make levity out of a serious subject.
Yeah, and there was times when Raising Arizona felt like that. Not the whole movie,
yeah.
But there was times where that shined, right? Like there was times where it was that.
Yeah.
And then other times where it's not so much.
No. I've given up on that movie. I like most of their stuff, but that's the one Coen Brothers movie so far. I'm just like, nah, no. Even though I should, but
yeah, I still enjoyed it for what it was, but it's not. I'm not gonna recommend it to people or yeah. No. If they're watching Nicolas Cage movies, I'd put it on the list of Nicolas Cage movies to watch. But
okay,
yeah. Anyway, everything else I have is cagey.
All right, I'll go. I got two more that aren't cagey. I watched it was a Oscar nominated movie from last year, Poor Things, starring Emma Stone and Mark Ruffalo.
Okay.
And Willem Dafoe, your favorite.
I do like Willem Dafoe.
This is
on my list as well.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So I really like this.
To watch, not that I've seen it.
I'm going to fall into your stereotype. I really like the director of this. I like the other movies that he's done.
I'm flabbergasted. I can't believe.
Shut up. Shut up.
I have another movie from him on my list too. The Lobster is also on my list.
That's the one. That's my favorite movie of his so far. That was a movie I knew nothing about. I went into it and I just watched it, and it's been one of those movies that just like I love it. I showed it to my wife. She hates it. So obviously I watch it with my friends. We all love it. We all quote it to each other all the time. And it's just one of those movies. So I'm just like, oh, he's making another movie. I'm going to watch it. I watch it. It's not as good as The Lobster, in my opinion, but it is still very good. I believe Kevin on Retro Fandango also talked about this movie. He didn't like it as much. This is a night of podcast, by the way. Ramble Record Repeat is recording tonight. We're recording tonight.
Yeah.
Retro Fandango is recording tomorrow.
Oh, are they? Oh, tomorrow. Okay.
It's just like everything all at once. Anyways. I
thought it'd be really fun for us to crash in on the Rebel Record Repeat podcast while they're recording.
I didn't see them go live, but maybe they're recording privately.
Yeah, they said go live when they sent out the message, but
yeah,
I didn't know if that was actually live or not.
So, anyways, yes, this is a strange movie. It is shot like a fairy tale. This movie is a fairy tale. If you're watching it as a movie and you want it to follow movie things, it is not that. The sets are very storybook. The way the characters act is very storybook. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh, this person is learning, so they should act this way by the end of the movie, and they don't do that. And it's just kind of that funny little which if you watch The Lobster, same kind of ending, and that's why I find it really funny.
Okay.
So, it is good. It is it's one of those R movies. There's lots of sex in it, so obviously I'm gonna like it.
Yeah, obviously.
But it's very funny. It's an endearing movie. I think it's my favorite Mark Ruffalo role. He plays an absolute ass, and I love it. He's so good at it.
Okay.
Watch it. That's a recommendation from me.
Can't tell you what to do.
Kevin can have his points. It's a retroactive recommendation. He can have it.
Unless he's seen it before.
He's already watched it this year. So.
Oh, that's true. This year, yeah.
It's a retroactive recommendation. I liked it. And then the next one I watched was for the Cinefix Top 100 podcast. Trying to catch up on those. So I watched Midnight Cowboy from 1969. Starring More 69, a very young Jon Voight and a very young Dustin Hoffman. I don't think I've ever seen Jon Voight other than when he's old. So this was a bit of a shock for me. Anyways, I didn't know what this movie was about. When I read the description, it's like Joe Buck is a wide-eyed hustler. So when I think hustler, I'm thinking like a scam artist, or not a scam artist, but like, oh, he's a pool hustler, a pool shark, or card shark, that kind of thing. He's a hustler, or he's a mover and a shaker. And he's getting things, buying and selling, and that kind of thing. The hustle. But that's a modern interpretation of what a hustler is. Apparently, in 1969, hustler meant gigolo.
Oh, as in Hustler magazine.
Yes.
I see.
So not what I expected the movie to be at all.
And do you have any idea, or do you remember where this recommendation to watch this came from?
Watch the movie? It showed up on the Cinefix Top 100 movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I figured you were going to say.
So they did a whole episode about it. And so usually before I listen to the podcast, I watch the movie so I have my own interpretation.
Yeah, you said that before.
And I like this. I like the format because I watch the movie, and at the beginning, I'm just like, what the heck am I watching? Like, I get that kind of like, I don't want to say like I don't appreciate it, because I do appreciate it. At the same time, I'm looking at it through the 2024 lens, and I'm just like, wow, this is hard. It's hard to watch at times. Like, I didn't watch it in 1969 or the 80s, the 90s when it got popular.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching it now, and I don't see why it's in the top 100. I don't see, but apparently they do. So when I listen to the podcast, they talk about, oh, well, this is why it's good, and this is why it's good. And I'm like, as retroactively, I'm like, okay, now that you say that, it is a good movie, and I do like it because of those reasons. So I'm in that quandary of, do I listen to the podcast before watching the movie, which I have done for some other podcasts, and I've liked the movie because the podcast liked it. But I'm doing the opposite, where I'm watching the movie first and then
I like to watch it first and make my own opinions first. Yeah.
Yes.
As long as you listen to the podcast close enough to the time when you watched it that you'll remember what they're talking about.
I'm doing it like the next day. When I watch it the night before, the next day at work, I'm listening to the podcast. So I've created a playlist on Plex, and I have like 7 movies on there still to watch that I need to catch up on. So yes.
Yeah. I wish my list was that short.
Well, this is just the Cinefix list. Like, these are just the ones
I know, but the ones that I have that are just recommended from you is longer than that.
I've gone in playlist just for me.
Well, basically from this podcast, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to go watch that. Oh, I need to go watch that. Oh, I need to go watch that.
Give me some highlights of movies that I've told you to recommend that you haven't watched yet. Because I'm curious.
Well, there's 4 here on this playlist because they're the ones that wouldn't add to watch later. Or sorry, the watch list button wouldn't work on. So Wet Hot American Summer. I've got Roadhouse, but I mean, you didn't really recommend it, the old one. And then I've got The Overnight and Lobster. I just added to it.
Yeah.
But then there's also the actual watch list where the heck did they even put that there?
You have to crane your neck for that playlist. Holy.
Huh?
You were like, where's that pillow?
That's because my microphone's in the way, yeah.
I know.
It keeps lifting up, and I got to get a screwdriver to tighten this screw down. I don't know. I've got, like, a ton of things in this list. What is it? 53 movies in this list.
53.
53. Okay. It's not all you, but... Yeah.
Do you watch them in order, or do you go through the playlist?
Oh, I'm not going in order. I'll just pick something that I'm like, yeah, I feel like watching that right now.
Oh, okay. See, my playlist, I'm actually like, okay, my number 1 is the next one I have to watch.
No, see, I'm not. It's like what I feel like watching. Like, if I want to watch, like, I have The Whale on here. I have to be in the right mood to want to watch that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've got Dog Eat Dog with Nicolas Cage and Willem Dafoe. That one I could do that pretty much any time, but still it's Nicolas Cage, so I kind of want to pay attention to it, so I'm building my knowledge of Nicolas Cage movies.
Yeah.
I've got Hudson Hawk.
Okay. Yeah.
Everybody says is terrible. I've got Fat Man, but that's in here from 2 Christmases ago. Still haven't watched it.
I'll give you a hint. You could probably take that one off your list.
I know, but I can't. Going Overboard with Adam Sandler from 1989. Probably terrible. I've got one called Call Me Lucky. I don't remember what this is about at all. There's way too many. Bad Santa 2. Space Ninjas, but that should really go in a bad movie folder. Yeah. Same with Wolf Cop. Confess Fletch.
You're just cross-contaminating your playlist now. That's all.
Tiny Tim, King for a Day. I need to watch that.
Very important.
Yeah, I do. It is. My Cousin Vinny, is in here.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
I've got effects and effects 2 in here.
Just
License to Drive.
Take effects 2 off. Just watch FX.
I can't.
You can. I'm helping you.
Silent Night.
Yeah, that's one from last year. I haven't watched that one yet.
Ricky-O.
Oh yeah, Legend.
I got Screamers in there. Extraordinary, From Dusk Till Dawn, Cabin Boy. Do you know Cabin Boy? Yeah.
We talked about Cabin Boy. It's
I
on my
so,
Plex
yes.
because we talked about it.
Army of the Dead.
Which didn't Kevin just watch Cabin Boy too?
I don't know. Maybe I'm behind.
I think in the last one he just talked about it. He would just watch Cabin Boy. So that's funny.
And Miss whatever the hell's Home for the Particular Children. I remember that trailer coming out. I'm like, oh, that looks like a fun, stupid movie, but I still haven't watched that either. That came out in 2016, and I still haven't watched that. I got Strange Days, Good Time, Night of the Comet, Hardware, Super Size Me 2, Eraserhead, 1968's Head. I don't know why that's on there, and I don't know what it is at all. I've got Banishes of what the hell is it called? No, Banshees of Inisherin. Yeah, that's on there too. It's just too much. It's too much stuff.
All right, we can move on.
We're moving things. The Loved One. That was from some movie podcast, I think.
I tried to help you remove some. So if you don't listen to me, that's...
yeah. No. Who cares what you say? No, I did a bad movie podcast. I did a bad movie list separate as well, which Hudson Hawk should probably be moved to. The Perfect Bid, Interstellar.
Oh, Interstellar.
The Batman.
The Batman, yeah, the new one.
Yeah. Sustainable. What is this? A documentary about? Sure.
All right, what Nicolas Cage you got? How many you got?
Well, I have one.
Man, disappointed. I guess you're giving me a chance to catch up. I think that's really...
Yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So there is an actor that was in Fargo and this Nicolas Cage movie.
Well, that narrows it down.
It's a man, and he has a 3-name name.
Is it William H. Macy?
No. John Carroll Lynch?
Nope, don't know that one.
You'll recognize him to see him.
Probably.
Because he's in tons of stuff. In Fargo, he played the cop's husband. Do you remember him?
Yeah, okay, I know him, yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I know his face.
Yes. Was he also in Drew Carey show? Yeah, he was. He played Drew Carey's brother who cross-dressed in, like, I don't know if that was later seasons or what, but...
I don't know.
Never watched Drew Carey show either?
Nope, not really. Once in a while here and there.
That show had very good time. Like, it was a good show.
I just downloaded all of it because my wife asked to have it on the Plex. It is all on the Plex. I just haven't got it.
Okay. Well, should I reveal this movie?
Sure.
Because in this movie, he plays the, like, head of the prison guards. It's Face Off.
Face Off. Okay. Which I just watched, but I don't remember him in the movie.
I have notes for Face Off.
Okay.
I have the face thing with the kid. The fact that they did that.
The face fall?
Oh my god.
Waterfall. Yeah, it's terrible.
It's
terrible.
It's not just terrible. Like it's neat that they have a thing with their kid, but it's terrible that that's the thing and then the thing happens in the movie. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god. I also wrote Cage looks to have had fun during the movie, but he was pretty cagey. Mm-hmm. Especially when he's playing Archer, right?
Whatever.
And then I put Archer is way too close to this to be... No, Archer was the cop. Yes. Archer is way too close to this to be allowed to do anything. He would have been off the case as soon as his son died. Yeah. Like, done. You're off the case. This is too personal. You're gonna do something wrong. Like,
but that's why the movie works. It's personal.
No, it wouldn't work because it's not realistic. They wouldn't let him.
Again, Hold on. Hold that thought for 1 second.
Yeah,
Hold on.
stupid movies.
As soon as you said that's not realistic, this whole movie is not realistic. So
I can suspend disbelief for one thing. They now have the technology to rip faces off and graft them on other people. Changing voice, changing, like they could do liposuction, sure. Height, they say, is negligible. That's fine. Everything else, yeah. Anyway, Archer's wife says, it's over. He says yes. Then says he'll get a desk job. Instead, he becomes the enemy. Ridiculous. And then I have zip disk written down because zip disks, they're like the big 100 megabyte or 250 megabyte disks that you had for PC. And they had one of those on it at one point. That was great because I had one of those drives. And then I said, let's cut his hair while he has no face on. Let's not wait until he's healing for a week or something like that. Let's just cut his hair while he has no skin on his face. Yes. That makes no sense.
No problems there.
And then only 6 people know the truth. Bullshit. And they all get killed. And then there's the John Carroll Lynch note as well.
Yeah. Sounds like you didn't like this movie.
It was fun and stupid. I've seen it before, but
okay.
I'm being overly critical.
Yes. Yeah. It's fun and stupid, and that's why I like it. And it's super cagey. So that's also. You haven't rated this on the.
No.
On our list.
No, I didn't. Part of me was wondering whether you were still expecting we were going to watch this together, and I felt bad, but
I had already watched it. So.
Okay, because my sister-in-law had mentioned watching on her VHS tape.
We talked about it. I said that Melissa came down and actually said she wanted to watch a movie with me. I was like, well, this is the next one, so buckle up. So
buckle up, Buttercup.
Buckle up. I watched Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah.
On VHS.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. The next one on my list, 8mm. Remember, I sent you a text. I'm like, do you have 8mm on VHS?
Yeah.
And you said no. I found it like 2 days later at the thrift store, and I'd been looking for weeks, and I happened to see it.
All you needed was for me to say, no, I don't have it. I still have to rate Face Off.
You do. That's what I was saying. You haven't rated it yet. So
I know, but what?
You can see this is why I put the S- last time, and you gave me such a hard time.
Yeah.
It's not as good.
I'm gonna go with an A.
That's fine. It's like it's not as good as Con Air, but it is super cagey, so I have to take it.
I have them both the same. They're both A's for me.
Okay. That's fair.
All right.
8mm. I had no idea what this movie was about. Also, I got this was a double whammy. It's my number. It's a Nicolas Cage triple whammy, and it's on VHS. So I get 6 points out of this thing, by the way.
Yeah, I need to do that. I have boxes of tapes. Unfortunately, they don't have Nicolas Cage movies on them.
I have Snake Eyes and I have 8mm. So if you want them,
yeah, maybe I'll watch them on this little TV.
On that little tiny one. You won't watch it though. You'll be behind you and you'll be doing other stuff.
Maybe I need to make this battery powered. It has battery slots in it.
8mm, not what I expected that movie to be about. I thought it was going to be about some kind of thing, but didn't think it was going to be about snuff porn.
I think my sister-in-law is the one that told me it was about snuff porn.
I was not expecting that. So it is good. He's not cagey at all in it. He's playing it very seriously. But it was a decent movie, so I gave it a B.
Okay.
Then you're out of Cage. Are you out of things to watch altogether, or is that?
Oh yeah, I'm done. We can end the podcast now.
Dunzo. All right.
How's that sound, Bill?
Just about right for him. Next I watched Bringing Out the Dead. Couldn't find it.
Oh
this
yeah,
one, so I did watch it.
Bringing Out
this
the
one
Dead.
I was very interested in watching because it is a Martin Scorsese movie, who I like. Yeah, very existential. I remember your comments about it being like, I don't understand why these ambulance drivers are doing the things that they're doing. They're unsafe. They're being stupid. They're not.
It's almost like it was a dystopian world. Like that's what it felt like it was supposed to be.
I think it is a dystopian world, and I think even in our Discord, someone mentioned that it was kind of like a fever dream, basically.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be on drugs and overtired and overworked and all that stuff.
and he wants out. He's trying to do bad so that they'll fire him, but they won't fire him because they need him. All these things. So in that sense, once I knew, kind of knowing that in the back of my head, made the movie more tolerable. Otherwise, I'd have been like, what the heck is going on? But yes, it is a fever dream. He is going crazy. He is doing stupid stuff because he wants to be fired. So, but yeah, I marked it the same as you. At least we both came to the same agreement that it is a B. Not the best Martin Scorsese. Not the worst. Not the worst Nicolas Cage. He's also not cagey. He's like drugged out of his mind half the time, but like on a downer, not an upper.
I was going to say, some would argue that being drugged out of your mind is cagey.
But on the low scale, like it put him down and not up. He went dopey and not crazy.
I guess.
So. And then last night, I watched Gone in 60 Seconds with my wife because she also said that is like the only Nicolas Cage movie that she likes. It's Gone in 60 Seconds.
Okay.
So we watched it. I remember watching. This is a rewatch for me, so I didn't get points for it. I remember liking this movie a whole lot more. And watching it the second time, I'm just like, it's fine. It's okay. He's not really cagey. He has one very subtle cagey moment where they do like the music thing where he does his hands. And he's like, okay, let's go. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, he plays it pretty straight. It is a very action-heavy movie. So in the sense of like, oh, if I wanted... It has like that Con Air feel, like the cops chasing, the high action, the tension music. There's music for every scene. There's no such thing as silence. All those things. So same thing. I marked it as a B. When I watched it the first time, I would have given it an A because it was fun. But this time watching it again, it was a B. And my wife fell asleep within 20 minutes of the movie starting, so she missed the whole thing. Anyways.
I can relate to that. My wife falls asleep during every movie.
Yeah. Okay, do you wake her up or do you just let her sleep?
I just let her sleep.
Okay.
Yep.
What if it's a movie you really want her to watch?
And I turn it off.
Okay.
And I say, we'll watch another time.
That's fair. I wake her up. I'm like, no, we're watching this now. Wake up.
I don't want to die.
I don't want to either, but at the same time, I'm like, come on. We agreed we were going to watch this movie.
Yeah, no.
Stay with me.
At that point, it's beyond hope. Nope.
Well, that was like the shortest Nicolas Cage segment we've ever had.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
I'm coming up,
trying to let you catch up.
I've already watched Family Man, which is the next one. We watched that at Christmas time. So
well,
next
I've watched 47. You've watched 35.
I'm going to watch 10 movies this month. I'm going to catch up.
You better be 12.
But then
more than that if I watch any. Yeah. I'll watch 10 just to piss you off.
I have to watch one every other day to get through this. I am coming up onto the next couple. Like, I was really excited for like the early, like when we get into like The Rock, Con Air, Face Off, like those ones I was excited for. So we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Had a bit of a lull here, and then we're coming up into more ones that I was interested in watching. The next one I have to watch is Captain Corelli's Mandolin, which I did find, and I didn't realize
that was a thing.
Had no idea either. I found it, downloaded. It will be on my Plex shortly. I have it downloaded. I just haven't moved over to my server.
Yeah, you should automate that crap.
No, I like some stuff I don't want on there. Some stuff I download. I'm just like, I don't want anyone judging me.
I guess.
But then we're getting into like Wind Talkers, Matchstick Men, National Treasure, Lord of War. That's all the good stuff. So, Sunny and adaptation, I don't know, but
I think Sunny might be the one where he played two characters.
Okay.
We were talking about that last month, and I was trying to remember what it was called, and I knew it started with an S, but I couldn't remember what it was called, and I'm thinking it might be called Sunny, or it might be that one. I just can't remember for sure because I've never seen it. I just remember hearing people talk about it on these other podcasts that talk about him doing movies and being cagey.
Fair enough. Yeah, we're getting into some good stuff in a bit here. So we shall see.
Could be in 2 days if you make it that way.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. I got between shows to watch, recommendations from you, Helldivers to play.
You don't play Helldivers.
I usually every day, or sorry, every night I pop on Steam, I look and see if no one's playing Helldivers, I'm like, okay, I can do something else. If someone else is playing, I'll hop in. But if no one's playing, I'm not in.
I have a group of friends that play, and they're always on, all the time, constantly. They're probably in a chat right now. And they have a Discord. You didn't join that Discord, right?
I didn't join that Discord, no.
No, okay. Oh, they're not on right now. They were just on, though.
Well, it is a work night, so.
No, that doesn't stop them. Come on. They also might still be playing separately, but...
Check your Steam, you'll actually see if they're actually playing or using in-game chat. So. Coming up in May, like this will come out, and then
it's gonna be May.
Within a few days of this episode coming out is the Barry Game Exchange, which I know you're not coming to, but I am going to.
Yeah.
So come to the Barry Game Exchange and buy my stuff. Just for me, though. I'll have the best prices, and I'll have Cars TVs and a PlayStation 3D display. So,
yeah, top spot.
Yeah, top spot. Come up to Barry. You've got 4 days from when this episode drops.
That shouldn't be hard to do.
Not hard to do.
You can get time off work easily. Figure out flights if you have to fly or drive. I don't know how far it is for you. If you just tell me your address, I'll tell you exactly how far it is.
It'll be fine.
I'm not going to lie. I have a bit of a problem with not knowing things. It makes me want to know those things. But I've seen his face, so I mean...
Be careful, Top Spot. He's onto you.
Yeah. I've seen pictures of the backyard, but I couldn't figure out where it was from that.
He was snooping hard. All right. Well, 2 hours and 30 minutes. This is the shortest episode we've had in a long time. So you're welcome.
All right, let's just watch some commercials.
All right, everyone, turn around.
I can queue them up right in here. I can make them shared right now.
Well, also, what I've been working on for the next week is going to be Barry stuff. So it's going to be pulling stuff out.
Yeah, but you're gonna be watching movies while you do it.
Hopefully, but we'll see. I can't. I don't know. I don't really do well doing both. I'm the person, like, if I'm watching a movie, I want to watch a movie. I'm not like you, where I'm like, I'm watching a movie and doing this. This is why it takes me forever to do anything, because I'm like, I'm watching a movie, so I'm gonna watch the movie. I'm playing a game. I'm gonna play the game.
I guess.
So, but yeah, I'm gonna pull stuff out. Actually, it was really funny. I complained about Facebook sellers before about not wanting my money. Like, I would message them, and then so I had someone message me about one of my games, and I hit the automated response, yes, it's available, and then I got a question back, and they asked back, is the price flexible at all? So I immediately go on eBay and realize that the price I have it listed is about half of what it's going for. And I write back immediately saying, sorry, I hit the wrong button. It's not available.
Nice.
and then pull the listing, and then it's going up on eBay. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth, people. If it's a good price, just pay it and walk away and don't say anything. As soon as you call attention to the price, people look it up. That's my tip.
That's funny.
All right.
This is something you priced a while ago, I'm assuming, is the reason why.
Yes, a month ago.
It's gone up since then.
Yeah.
That's still pretty good price increase for a few months.
Double. Yes.
Crazy.
Alrighty. That's it. Thanks for listening, everybody. See you next one.